Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Hotline League Live in Vegas, presented by MasterCard. I'm so excited to do this. This is episode 57, by the way. How you doing, Mark?
Doing great. I tried to dress up a little bit for the occasion.
Yeah.
I did, in fact, put on a tie and top, but then bottoms I stuck with what Hotline League is all about, which is bedroom comfort.
Yes, yeah. I am shocked that... I actually don't know how much people can see that on the broadcast, but I guess if you stood up, people can see it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching on your thing a little bit. It was solid enough. I mean, that's the thing I always do. I'm always in PJs, and that's the whole point of the show, was something we could do from our bedrooms,
yes.
But a little different venue this time.
Well, so first off, I want to say thank you so much to MasterCard for sponsoring this, and of course, thank you to Alienware, our constant sponsor across everything going into 2019 as well. Two fantastic partners joining us here today, and it's amazing. We're at the Top Golf in Las Vegas. You might be hearing some chatter. I don't know if we can get a shot of the audience here. There's not really an audience, is it?
Well, there's a lot of important League of Legends people who are here for the actual Top Golf event, and then we're this kind of like kid in the cafeteria, like that garage band that everyone ignores when you go into like get food in the morning at college or something.
Yes.
But we are here, and there's a lot of pros around.
Yeah. There is food, and I think that's a cool thing.
That's how they lured them here.
Yeah. I do see some people throwing out some subs and everything in chat. Do appreciate it. Unfortunately, we don't have Twitch alerts turned on or Streamlabs turned on right now for this episode, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough episode for us to get to all the subs, but we appreciate them if you got them.
Well, so we got into Vegas together yesterday.
Yeah, we drove up. It was a miserable ride because you lied to me about how many people were going to be in your car. And everyone in the car is over 6'2". I'm the shortest at 6'2".
Well, I'm 6 foot.
Well, you don't count because you're driving, so you don't have any of the inconvenience. I'm 6'2", Broden's 6'4", and Buddy's 6'4". Broden's 6'5", and Buddy's 6'4". And you didn't tell us everyone was going, so you just jam a bunch.
This is a little personal for the opening of the show, you know? We're good friends.
You brought it up.
Remember, we're all...
I wasn't going to bring it up.
I said, how are you...
You said we drove up together.
Once we got to Vegas, how have you been feeling?
Pretty good. Got a nice dinner last night. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And then gambled for a little bit. Didn't lose any money.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing.
Yeah. And by the way, Mark is in a suite right now.
Oh, yeah. That's dope.
Yeah. So Travis Gafford Industries really wanted to give Mark a great experience. And we got him a baller suite. There's a theater room, all that stuff.
So what actually happened was they overbooked, and they had to upgrade us to suites, some of us. And I was amongst the shortest people saying, I only have 2 nights. So they gave me the biggest upgrade. So, yeah, it's massive. It's bigger than my apartment. It's got an entertainment room, a living room, a bar, an office little area, a bathroom. Found out it's a sauna in there. Like the bathroom,
there's a sauna?
Yeah, you can turn on like a steaming sauna effect, which I took a shower in as well this morning, feeling extra refreshed.
Yeah. Well, we've been talking and bragging about the Vegas life as we've been living it over the past, 12, 20 hours, something. But we are actually here for All-Stars this weekend, which I'm very excited for. I know some people have mixed feelings about All-Stars sometimes. It's like, oh, it's too fun or whatever. I love the fact that it's in Vegas this year because it makes it feel like a party, I guess I would say. And I always feel like that's how All-Stars should feel.
Yeah, I think it's definitely had a bit of an identity crisis over the years, but I like the idea of All-Stars being this kind of capstone, fun event for the year where people just hang out, all the pros can get together and relax, and that's what it's about, not, where are the rotations? What is this draft? Reddit's flaming again.
I mean, that's still going to happen.
It's still going to happen.
At some point in time, a pro player is going to mess up, and Twitch chat and Reddit will flame them hard.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. As Twitch chat might be flaming us hard over the course of this episode, as we seek to get more pro players and stuff on. We do have 2 empty seats next to us. We do not know. This is what's fun. We don't know who's going to be on the show today. We just know there's a bunch of people out there that will be randomly making guest appearances throughout the show.
We have a coordinator reaching out, seeing which pros want to be on.
Yeah.
We know a couple that have expressed interest, but I don't want to promise anything until they actually show up because...
If you don't see a pro on, just assume that they hate you.
Tweet at every single pro player who's at All-Stars right now and tell them they should come on Hotline League right now.
I agree with you. And again, as we can see out here, I'm not sure if we have a camera shot on it yet, though maybe we are working on it. We see like a meal, a platter, a buffet coming, and all the pro players getting ready. There's some influencers. I saw Scarra earlier.
Yeah, he's a strong... I don't want to say who's coming on the show, but Scarra is a pretty strong possibility.
Yeah. I feel like he loves the camera. He runs for it. And
he's also willing to help us fill until more important League of Legends people show up.
Twitch chat wants Faker. We are not sure if Faker is here. I saw him yesterday, and he said he would be in attendance, but I've not seen him pop up yet. So
and we need to find a translator if he was going to be on the show.
Yes, and we are. Yes, that's the other thing is we're not sure about a translator. I do see Homin. Homin is walking in right now.
Oh, I see Uzi coming in with them.
For those of you that don't know, they're way past on the bar. I don't know if we're going to be. It's too dark out there, I think, for Twitch chat to catch it up. But Homin, who has done many translations for me, works at Riot and does all that stuff. So,
yeah.
Hey, why don't we get a caller? You want to explain how this works, and maybe we can have somebody pop on before we get our first.
Yeah. So if you guys have never watched this show before, it's actually a live call-in show where you guys will be able to come on and ask pro players some questions, and us, of course, if you ever want to talk to us. And the way that it works is we have, and I would appreciate if you would type in your Discord link.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't have it.
Discord.gg/Travis.
Right. Discord.gg/Travis. He'll be putting it into the Twitch chat right now. What you're going to do is you're going to join up at that Discord. When you get there, there's going to be pleb calls and pleb calls 2, and sub calls. If you are a sub, you get access to that. You're going to join up one of those voice channels, and you can mute yourself once you're in there. And then there are text channels, pleb topics, and subtopics. And in those, you are going to put down your take, whatever it is that you want to talk to us about. So, if we get Licorice on here, and you say, how do you think next year's going to go with Niski in the mid lane or whatever, and we like that take, we will pull you from pleb calls, the voice channel, into the waiting room where we have one of our associate producers, Broden.
People know who Broden is.
People know Broden. All right, Broden will do a quick audio test to make sure that your microphone works fine. Yeah. And then if everything is okay, we will pull you into the main room where you will then be joining us live in Vegas in some ways to talk to us.
Yeah. And by the way, that's the real appeal of this is that
starting in 15 minutes.
Scarra in 15 minutes, we will have Scarra joining the show. And then he'll probably take up the next hour of the show because he likes to talk a lot.
Right. So, Caps is available right now. Half an hour.
In half an hour, Caps is... So we're filling out our roster right now. See, the show started at 11. Everybody walked in at 11, so that's when we were able to start. So that's what's fun, is we get to figure it all out.
Yeah, so we got Scarra coming out first. So in Pleb Topics, if you want to ask Scarra a question, you're going to go type that into Pleb Topics. Yeah. We'll pull you for that. If you guys want to have a question for Caps, we'll pull you, but probably a little bit later once we actually grab whoever we need for Scarra first. He'll be joining us in 15 minutes. And in the meantime, I mean, we can pull someone for ourselves if someone just wants to call.
I think we should. So, again, if you want to put your topic into subtopics or Pleb Topics, again, subtopics moves a little slower, so it's one of the benefits of being a sub. I do see a lot of people subbing, so thank you so much for that as we get our people going in here. By the way, so far my Vegas trip has been well. I won a bunch of money on the slots. People don't expect you to win money on the slots, but we managed to do that. Or I managed to do that, not Mark. I think Mark is even. He was,
I basically played for like 6 hours and came out even, which to me is 6 hours of entertainment, which is pretty good.
Yeah. So all right. I see. Looks like we have somebody in the waiting room. So
yep. So I put someone in the waiting room. Yeah, this is Broden's turn to do a mic check, and then hopefully they'll be joining us. And then they also need to hope that we can then hear them when they eventually make it onto the show, and they can hear us. So there might be a little bit of a testing we need to go through with the first caller, but that should be a one-time pay.
Yes. We've done one version of this live show before in Miami.
Yes.
And that went okay, I think.
I would say for how much we kind of just fell into it with me peer pressuring you into putting that show on, it actually came out super well.
Yeah. But this, I think, should feel better. Because we've got MasterCard support. Topgolf has this cool stage setup that we're sitting in.
The sponsorship has greatly helped with your budgeting of this show.
It would turn out that when I have multiple sponsors for a show, instead of one, we're in a better place.
Right.
So, it looks like Model is muted. His headset and mic is muted.
Broden, have you been able to talk to him at all?
Yeah.
So all right. So one of the important things, if you're going to call into my show, all right, let me tell you.
This is Mark's show now.
Temporarily while I make this. It's more powerful I say my show instead of our show. Okay, if you're going to call into my show, which one's my single, buddy? If you're going to call into my show, if you're going to call into my show, be ready to go, all right? Don't have yourself completely muted when I pull you into the waiting room. Model, if you're listening.
We'll
All right.
get some more people in the waiting room.
We'll get some more people in the waiting room. But
Mark,
I liked Model's question, by the way, Model. It's a great question. I just need you to unmute yourself so Broden can do a quick mic check with you and make sure you're actually ready to go.
Well, go ahead and maybe we'll find some more people.
We'll find somebody else.
Yeah. Okay, we've got Peanut coming on the show later on.
Do we like Peanut or Caps more?
Well, we can bring them on in succession.
Okay.
Yeah. So looking forward to seeing how that goes. Again, you guys want to go into the subtopics or the pleb topics channel in order to talk and put your topic in. Yeah, people are very excited about Peanut. Well, we can't have Twitch chat wants to have Caps and Peanut at the same time, but we need a spot for a translator. We don't have a space for 5 people. Okay, people are very greedy. We're grabbing another caller in just a second. Again, in Las Vegas right now. Very excited to see how things go. I see. It looks like Scarra is. I'm just going to live report on what I'm seeing. Looks like Scarra is walking around. He's handed off some food. He's now walking into the cafe. He's looking around confused. I think he now realizes I'm talking about him, and he's just sort of staring at me and shaking his.
Dude, that's not nice.
All
right.
He's just off screen.
I put someone else in the waiting room for hopefully Broden to check with them.
Yeah. Somebody says you already have a better roster than CLG. Peanut, Scarra, and Caps, apparently. 3 out of 5 players.
I mean, where are you putting Scarra? I think you're going to give up mid for Caps, right? So he's going to be support.
Yeah, I'm excited. How long left until All-Stars? All-Stars kicks off in just under 5 hours.
Right, so MasterCard putting on a little event right now that a lot of the pro players are at, and then they're going to go get ready for the actual main event of the...
Which you are not at.
No, thank God.
Yeah, I felt bad for you. I said, they didn't put him on All-Stars. I'll bring him here.
That's exactly how that went.
Yeah. So if you guys would like to see what it looks like here, we've got some footage as Broden is navigating the treacherous waters of. We've got a live shot. We've got a live shot. Hello, Primo 9 is joining the show.
Primo 9 is joining just as we decided to go to a live shot, I think.
Primo 9, where are you calling from?
From Slovenia.
Slovenia, nice.
Slovenia? Oh my gosh. This is what happens when we do a show earlier in the day. We get international callers.
So we were talking as well about the fact that, what does it take to be called world-renowned or world-famous?
Yeah.
The fact that we get callers, from Slovenia, I think says that we can put, world-famous Hotline League or something on more of our graphics.
Enough about us.
Sorry.
Primo, do you prefer Primo or Primo 9?
Just Primo.
Just Primo. Okay, great. Primo, talk to me a little bit. What do you want to discuss on the show today?
I want to discuss how Golden Guardian has put together a great team. I think they're going to be top 3. And they have an experienced roster, so that's why I think, and it's proven American roster that should work together, and some great rookies.
Okay. I'm impressed that you're going top 3. I feel like that is a bold prediction.
It's something we... Sorry, you go.
I think it is a bit bold, but I think for the regular season they can do it. Maybe not in the playoffs, but...
Okay, but in a best of 1 scenario, they can get top 3.
I think one of the points that he made as well in the text channel was about how they don't really have any communication problems because it's all English speaking. So on that point, in the beginning of Spring Split, where a lot of rosters are coming together, it's Bang's, what will be his first season in North America. There'll be definitely a transition period as he gets used to not only having to speak English in game, but as well as getting used to the culture in North America. So I can see a world where Golden Guardians is a more ready team, a more win now type team on that regard. So maybe they sneak in at end of regular season at 3rd if everything works well for them. But I don't think they can get 3rd in playoffs. I think that's actually really tough to do.
I do see people in chat saying that the caller is a little quiet into chat, so I know our production team will be looking into that right now. But yeah, as it's going into Twitch. For those that did not catch it, Primo believes that Golden Guardians is going to be a top 3 team, at least in the regular split, and potentially in playoffs as well. So, but unsure about playoffs. But at least in regular split, that's a prediction. Let me ask you, Primo, who are the other 2 teams that will be top 3? Who shares that prestige with Golden Guardians?
I think Team Liquid is it first. because they just upgraded the best roster that already won last year. And then it's between 100 Thieves and TSM maybe for me, but I'm not that hyped on TSM because like Broken Blade is unproven and 100 Thieves maybe will have some communication issues. That's why I believe they will start very good. They will probably don't have much to grow, like Golden Guardians don't have that much to grow, but I think they can start like really strong with this experience roster.
It seems like Twitch can actually mostly hear it, even if he's a little quiet.
They heard TSM and
they heard TSM and went crazy
very quickly to that.
So I think they can hear it fine. I wouldn't worry. You know, this is not Travis with like a little switcher. It's a much bigger.
But to your point, so sorry. Just to reiterate, it's Team Liquid and TSM. You think Primo?
Team Liquid and 100 Thieves.
Oh, 100 Thieves. Sorry, because you were saying Broken Blade's not.
Yeah, he was saying TSM won't make it.
Yeah.
So I think those are safe bets. I wouldn't put Golden Guardians 3, but I agree on the 1 and the 2. I think 3 is a bit of a toss-up between C9 and TSM. I would take C9 for sure, just because, like you're saying, I agree with that. Broken Blade's a little unproven. That team's going to have to rediscover how they want to play. It's Sven's first time without Mithy, so I think there's a lot of things that can make that difficult.
Yeah. Primo, where would you pick Cloud9?
I'm not that hype on Iski. Like, I watched him in Europe. He wasn't that great. I mean, he gets to play out buff, but during the regular season, I don't expect that much from Cloud9.
Gotcha.
I think there would be like 5th or 6th.
5th or 6th, wow.
Yeah. I would believe more in Cloud9 because I feel like even with players that are not necessarily rock stars, they always tend to find a way to succeed. So I don't know. Hey, Scarra is standing over there. Scarra, are you free to come on the show? It feels like you're ready. I see you hovering.
He's not communicating with us.
No, he just kind of looked at us.
He's just silently approaching the stage.
Scarra, we have Primo on from, I believe it's Slovenia. Is that correct, Primo?
Yeah.
Okay. Right there.
Well, Scarra is joining right now. Scarra.
Is it on? No.
Yes, you're good. So Primo believes that Golden Guardians will be a top 3 team in spring split.
In what reality?
Oh, in the reality where it's 100 Thieves and Team Liquid up there as well with them.
His main point is that they have a lot of experience and they all speak English, so they should be able to gel a fair amount.
Okay, so could you give me a refresher course on the Golden Guard? Because I think I know what they are, but I just
Hanser, Contracts, Froggen, Deathly, Ole.
Have they announced their full line? Because they've announced most of those, but
that's what everyone
thinks.
thinks.
Froggen might be a question mark or something.
Is he?
I forget.
I don't know.
The reason why I like the next season is it feels like there's a lot of question marks. Like, you don't know how teams are going to do. I would say on paper, that's not like a top 3 team.
Yeah.
But, maybe miracles can happen. I've seen stuff happen like that before. I would say they were probably going to be sliding in, probably 5th, 6th in the playoffs, and we'll see what happens then on spring split.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think we answered this question.
I think so. Yeah. Thank you so much, Primo. Do you have any final thoughts?
We didn't mention our boy Nero, the coach. That's also, I think, a great addition.
Sorry, you're a little quiet, Primo. Do you want to speak up?
The coach.
Said a Nero.
A Nero.
We didn't even mention him. I think he's also a great addition. I totally forgot about him for a second.
Yeah, I think Anero's a friend of the show, but I think he's pretty impressive. What are you laughing at that?
Just why does that matter? He's a friend of the show.
Well, I'm throwing it out there.
that just means you can't flame the shit out of him, right?
Yes.
Wait, can't say that on the show.
We are front page Twitch, so I think they would like it.
Normally, you can say whatever you want. We're trying to be a little cleaner.
I
dress like
family friendly.
I'm dressed up for this. This is like business casual kind of stuff, Well, I just think it's interesting that you'd labeled him a friend of the show. Does it mean that you can't critique him?
Do you believe in a narrow, Scarra?
I don't know anything about him. I think people who say they know stuff about coaches, it's all BS.
I mean, you were once a coach yourself. So
right, and people knew nothing about what I did for the team.
Yeah.
And so I think that the only time you can really evaluate coaches is, like, generally speaking, if you work with them specifically. And then maybe their track record over a period of time.
Yeah. That's fair. Hey, Primo, I want to thank you so much for calling into the show. Broden should be moving you away soon, but thank you so much for calling in. And there he goes.
There he goes. And we got the next guy on. We're
rapidly.
already.
rapidly switching. Maybe a little more downtime.
Broden, that's a good smile on your face.
Model, I
good
see
shit.
your mic is muted right now. Are you able to chat with? Oh, you're unmuted. Okay, where are you calling from, Model?
I'm calling from the sunny beaches of South Carolina.
Okay, you're very loud. We're going to turn you down a little bit, but appreciate it. So how are things going in South Carolina?
As bad as good as you can think they would be going in South Carolina.
Very well. I'll take that as great.
Don't be too high on it.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about on the show tonight?
I was just interested in talking about comparing the All-Star event for League to other All-Star events for traditional sports, NHL, NFL, MLB, NBA.
Yeah.
And how they handle their weekend, and then also what winning and what participating in those events mean for the players in comparison to the games, the Riot Games events that they're holding for their All-Star event.
So I guess, are you saying that you like how All-Stars is this year, you think, or are you not in favor of it?
I think that it's going to be important either way. I'm not sure. I'm going to watch all the hours that they have for this weekend. I think it's going to be important to show that they can handle innovation when it comes to this type of event in comparison to traditional sports.
So I just want to say I was just outside where the place we are right now, and I just saw Uzi with a pile of cameras trying to swing a golf club to drive on the range next to Faker, who's trying to swing a golf club, next to Licorice, who did swing a golf club and got like 6 points. So I want to say innovation would be the right word to describe what I'm seeing right now.
Okay, good. I'm glad we have you. You're like our on the floor reporter.
Yeah, the man on the street.
Yeah. Scar's out there.
Yeah. Caps is not driving yet, but I'm sure he'll be up to play. We'll see if EU is really better than they.
Yeah. Do you have any predictions on who's going to do there?
I feel like golf has to be an American favored sport, right?
It looks like everyone's equally incompetent.
Okay.
And
finally we found
the British take golf pretty seriously.
Yeah, but there's not that many British pros. I don't think there's any over here right now.
Yeah. Not very many. They all become casters.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
They have a great accent. Anyways, I think All-Stars is interesting to talk about its importance because in traditional sports, those are pretty much failures, I would call them, in traditional sports. Like, people do watch them, they're hype, but like those things are hard to get people really invested in, and you see a lot of the time they try a lot of gimmicky stuff, like, hey, here's the dunk contest, here's the three-point shootout, and like those are all fun. I like those, but I think it is difficult to know how much, just how successful All-Stars can be. Like, what is the cap of an All-Star? It's not a world championship. You'll never hit world championship interest in an All-Star event. So like, what is successful for an All-Star event needs to be like, kind of people's expectations need to be set. Yeah,
I mean, I think I said this at the start of the show, but I really like the idea that it feels like a big party, right? Like, because just a month ago, we were watching world championships happen and all the crazy stuff that was going on there. So now being able to sort of like let loose at the very end of the year, that feels good. And so I'm hoping this weekend that they do a good job of making it feel like a party.
I think, you guys were there last night, right, where they rented out the top floor of the lounge, and it felt like a very...
It was crazy. They were like Cirque du Soleil people, contortionists.
They had contortionists. They had all dressed up in cosplay as like Fizz, Zed, Ivern.
Yeah, but on the broadcast, it needs to feel like a party.
Oh,
just because you were at a private party.
No. It was a Riot sanctioned scheduled party. Okay, but I'm saying like if they want to make the players feel that way, then they're doing a good job.
Oh yeah. Like making it feel like if you get to go to because last year when it was at the NALCS studio, I want that or want. But here, like you can bring people, they can go gamble, they can go to great restaurants, they can hang out, they can have a good time. It's good.
So let's say for now they're hitting what we want for All-Stars for pro player experience.
Yeah.
Can I interject with one other idea before you guys let me go?
Sure.
In particular, the MLB, the winner of their All-Star event, National League or American League, the winner gets home field advantage through the World Series. Do you think that there's anything that Riot Games could implement into their All-Star game that would impact the actual seasons of the LCS or the LPL or anything like that.
All of us raising our microphones ready to go.
All of us are going to unanimously say here on 3. 1, 2, 3. No.
Well, but I do want to add some context here.
Yeah,
because All-Stars in 2013, when they had it in China, that actually was a thing where the winning team got a bye.
I played there, by the way.
Hey, that's right. You guys boot camped at the Curse House in Vegas back in the day.
That was when. It was interesting.
It was fun, and that was before MSI existed, and so All Stars was kind of like what MSI was, and that allowed there to be you could have something on the line. But because this is so fun, and I think the pro players don't want to worry about it and get flamed, then it's not that big of a deal.
It's a number of things, right? You're not in the middle of the season, which is true for the MLB and NBA. You're at the end of the season where, at this point, you haven't been playing the game seriously, and if you got selected for your All-Star team, no one wants to put in another 2 months of hard work to go play in this thing. And then, plus, you're dealing with roster negotiations for a lot of these guys. There's other things on their minds, and the off-season should not encourage heavy gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, you can give them something small, whoever wins this gets to win the first coin flip on sides for their region.
Right.
But aside from that, I don't think you should be giving them any kind of major benefit because there was already so much backlash from what happened at MSI, right? They had to split All-Stars into MSI and All-Stars because they had to make it very definitive. This is the try-hard one, and this is the let's just mess around one. And to be honest, I'm kind of interested to see all the fun game modes. I think they have a really good combination. I know when it first was announced, people were like, what are all these stupid influencers coming in with my pro players? But they realized that the influencers get one game on stage. Yeah. And then what ends up happening is all the fun stuff is...
Are you one of those influencers?
I'm actually not.
Okay, wait, good.
Okay. I'm not on stage.
Yeah.
I'm just here enjoying myself.
Okay, so I got a question for you. Have you seen much interaction between the influencers and the pros?
Oh, hell yeah. Everyone stays together.
Oh, that's
so sorry. I apologize for my language. But everyone's they're all pretty much segregated over there into regions. Yeah. And then usually what happens is when we get together, people will interject or intermingle against the different regions. But there's a bunch of you can pretty much there's a regional segregation out there right now. Yeah. And then there's people walking in between each region.
Right. That's cool.
Hey, Model, thank you so much for calling in. Really appreciate it. And have a good one.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. And Scarra is also leaving. Goodbye, Scarra. Do you have any final words? They can't see you right now. You need to sit.
But. No, you can stand. You can.
Yes.
Well, they're pointing me off because they're like, okay, we have Caps as a much better guest, and I'm
Caps,
like, okay.
And I have an ad read, a break. So
okay, yeah, sure.
So we'll have Caps come on right now as we replace Scarra.
Okay, here we go.
And as Caps is getting settled,
thank
Mark, you can thank you, Scarra. Mark, you can help Caps get settled. I do want to give a shout out to our sponsor for the event. We have 2 on this episode. I do want to talk about the first one right now. We got MasterCard, who made this whole thing possible. If you guys don't know, they've actually been sponsoring, they announced right before Worlds, sponsoring a ton of global events every year for a while now with League. It's going to be Worlds, MSI, and All-Stars. So All-Stars also sponsored by them. They've been doing some really cool things at this event, not just helping us do this live version of the show, but also, I know a lot of the pro players have been having a really good time doing MasterCard stuff. There was a party last night sponsored by them. This event is sponsored by MasterCard. So it's just really cool to see them coming into the space and doing a lot. And we certainly appreciate them helping to make the live show possible here.
Yeah, I'm sure Caps is thrilled that this show exists right now. I'm sure that's exactly what you want to do is come on a talk show.
Caps is happy to come on the show. Either way, final shouts here. Just I do want to thank MasterCard. If you enjoyed this live version, if you continue to enjoy it, if at the end of it you're like, okay, fine, that was passable, please tweet at MasterCard. Let them know you appreciated them doing this live version. If you're watching the VOD, that's appreciated too. And we do have a link down below that you can check out to help with that. So anyway, thank you so much, MasterCard. We've got Caps right now. How's it going, Caps?
Hey, it's going pretty good.
So you're now an ADC on Team Liquid. This is what I heard. This is the off-season rumor, right?
Well, that's half accurate, I guess.
That's mostly it, right? I think I mostly got it right.
I guess, or G2.
Yeah. But that is now announced, so we can talk to you a little bit about it. So you're joining up with G2.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing for G2 at least the next year and probably the next many years, hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah.
You said that this was you're a risk taker, and you felt like this was the biggest risk you've ever taken. I think I saw on Twitter or social media somewhere. Do you want to elaborate a little bit on that?
I mean, I think I really like the tweet that Yamato did, where it was he explained it the best. I think where it was fans of me probably knows already that I'm the kind of guy who will do crazy things, and I really like taking like big risks. And this is like the craziest idea I could have ever seen of all the different rosters I heard of and all the different teams. And at the same time, it's not like I'm just doing it to troll, and it's not like I'm doing it just to be funny or whatever. I actually have a lot of faith in Perks especially, and the rest of the G2 lineup. So. But yeah, it's crazy. So
yeah, I think it's really cool that it comes through in your play style in game, where you're always going for like the 1v1s mid, and then out of game, it's like, yeah, let's take the 2 best mid laners in Europe and make a team together, and one of us has to go play marksman now. Like it's cool that's both in game and out of game. I got to ask you, have you ever heard of Hotline League before coming on it?
I mean, I definitely have.
Okay. And by the way, we should have, if people want to put topics in, we'll pull at least one caller for Cap. So
I was hoping he would say no, so I could like explain it to him, but really explain it to the audience again. But if you guys want to ask Caps a question, go and join the Discord. I'll have Travis type it in, or again in Twitch chat.
Just do !Discord if you want.
!Discord. There you go. If you want to find out how to join, I'll be looking for questions specifically for Caps in a second here. But I gotta ask, like we never talk about Europe on this show because we just are like, who cares? And we always just kind of meme it. But like, what do you feel about the regional like NA versus EU stuff? Because it got pretty heated again this year, and like obviously Fnatic was one of like the main teams that made finals, so they were a big lightning rod I think for a lot of it. So what's your opinion on like the fan bases versus each other?
Well, now I've been at like 3. No, I mean I guess. Okay, let's not count referrals, but let's 3 international tournaments, like Worlds twice and 1 MSI. And every time we end up getting the advantage over the NA team in our group, so it's been going pretty good for us so far. But it's always pretty hyped to play against NA. I think obviously you want to play against the best teams at Worlds, because like that's what you're here for, right? But there's also like that special rivalry against NA where you can definitely feel it when you play against like C9, for example, when we're going up against them. Then it's like it adds like an extra hype because. Everyone wants you to win from your region, and they'll get like really, really, really disappointed if you lose. So it's definitely fun.
Okay, before we get our next caller, our first caller with you, I do want to ask you, as Mark reaches back to talk to Broden, what happened? And I don't know if you can talk about this, but I'm very curious about what happened with you and Perks. Was it Perks went to ADC, which cleared a spot for you?
I thought you were going to ask about the.
No. Did you? And then, or was it you went to the mid lane, which forced Perks down to the bot lane? Like, what happened first?
Yeah, like, what was the discussion to being like, this is my lane?
Yeah.
Or did you guys, like, 1v1 for it, and whoever won, like,
out of the lane?
had to leave?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of weird, but... so basically, like, before I joined EULTS and now LEC, I didn't like Perks at all, actually. Like, I thought he was, like... very cocky, very toxic.
That copy pasta, that's like every time I see his smug face.
Exactly, yeah. That's kind of how I felt. I always had him in solo queue, and he was really toxic and stuff, so I didn't have the best experience of him. But then we were playing like in-house, and I was talking with him on TeamSpeak, and he was actually like a really nice guy. And then, because we have been to like multiple international tournaments together, we talk together, and he has like a lot of the same ideas as I have, and we share a lot of like ideas of how to play the game and stuff like this. And then... at the same time, Perks is like a guy who really likes to play AD. It's obvious that like he played the funnel thing a lot of times. He also played a lot of Lucian back in the day, and I know his off role is AD. So it's always been like a thing I've been thinking about. Me and our Fnatic coach Dylan Falco was joking about it as well, because about making a team with like me and Perks or something like this. Yeah. Because, well, I mean, it's just mid laners are very good at the game, so. If you get more than one mid laner, then it's an advantage. Yeah, European mids are always so good, so why don't some of the mids split up and start playing other lanes? That makes sense.
Well, I think we are ready for our next caller as they're moving into the call. Looks like we've got Prince Xenon joining us. Prince Xenon, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, can you hear me all right?
Yes, we can.
Yep.
Where are you calling from?
I am calling from Oxford, Mississippi.
Oxford, Mississippi. Okay. And what do you want to talk about on the show today?
Well, going to Worlds, which is really the best competition in the world for League of Legends, you kind of go up and face opponents from, like the East, basically, who you never really have contact with. And, a lot of the players from the lower regions, I mean, not necessarily the lower regions, but the smaller regions like Brazil and stuff like that, basically, who I guess didn't live up to his expectations from hearing about them on the world stage, and who would get his personal Dade award.
You mean player or team?
I mean, I guess both.
This call literally just wants you to trash talk, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
Sorry about that.
I mean, I think the biggest surprise was probably Korea, like underperforming really, like very heavily, and we had definitely had some speculations because like throughout summer split, we were playing a very slow game, and Korea was playing a very slow game. But watching China, the games were decided very fast, and it was like a very fast-paced. And we definitely didn't know if our way of playing with the game was the correct way, or if their way of playing the correct way was that way of playing the game was correct. But I guess it turned out that China was correct, right? And we tried to adapt to China, and we did like pretty alright at it. We were not like the best at it, but Korea struggled a lot more. I feel like only KT were really up there in the adaptation, because they always played like a bit more aggressive than the other Korean teams. So I would definitely just say like, basically Korean teams, right? You can also make like a case for RNG, but I think it's a lot to do with the meta. So it's like it wasn't expected that they would underperform, but at the same time, you know, the meta shifted and they were not able to adapt. So it made sense. It made sense.
Yeah.
All right. Pretty political answer.
Yeah. I mean, do you have a player? He asked for a team or a player.
Yeah. What about player? Because coming in, you got a lot of hype. Best Western player, I think you're the highest rated on the top 20 list, which made a lot of people think you were going to get the Dade award, and then you guys finished first in your group.
Yeah, we had
obviously.
a caller who said Caps is so hyped up, he's at risk of getting the Dade award before World started. Obviously, that didn't end up happening.
Yeah, so who do you think did get it? Because Dade award is mostly for the group stage, so you kind of have to cast your mind back all the way then.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure like exactly who was on the top. Like I feel like, I mean, obviously, like I remember the top was like Rookie and Uzi, and I think both of them performed. Like you can say some people were saying Uzi didn't perform, but at the same time, like, you know, he was doing really well.
Yeah.
So I think it's a hard one. I'm not sure. I think maybe I would say Kuro actually. I was very excited to play against him, and when we obviously played scrims against him, right? Mm-hmm. But I was disappointed in his performance. Obviously, it could also just be that it's the team, because like it's hard to look at one player because it's like the whole team, right? And maybe they were playing a little slower in Korea, and then when they come internationally and everyone plays really fast, it's hard for Kuro specifically because if his other teammates are not helping him out, you know.
Yeah, so if you go, because I think it's fair to say that they had a pretty wrong read on the meta, like based off their first couple drafts and how much they had to change from there. Like if Kuro is supposed to be this great team player and your team is completely in flux and no one knows what's good, then he's going to probably be one of the guys who looks the worst. So chalk it up to team problems, but probably the Dade Award recipient. I think that makes sense.
Prince Xenon, do you have any other questions or thoughts on this?
Not really, except the fact that, yes, I did catch that you said you were expecting to face Kuro in the semifinal.
Oh, I mean, I didn't mean to, like I was going to... I mean, we didn't know who was going to win against C9 and Afrika, but I meant more like playing them in scrims, and and that's like most of my what I base my award on, I guess.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for your answer.
Hey, thanks,
no problem. Thanks for the call.
Xenon, so much for calling in.
Have a nice one.
Yeah, have a good one. As we're getting revved up for our next caller any second, I do want to ask you, Caps, what have you thought of your All-Stars experience so far? I know the matches haven't even started, but you've been here for a little bit in Vegas, right?
Yeah, I mean, so it's pretty insane, I would say. Like, Riot flew us over on business class, which is like the first time I tried that, so that was pretty cool. And then the hotel is like, I've never been like such a big hotel or as a big...
Have you ever been to Vegas?
No, I've never been to Vegas.
So this is your first time in Vegas. Are you 21?
No, 19.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's hard for you probably because a lot of the fun is
off limits.
Yeah, off limits.
Well, I mean, maybe. I mean, I guess I wouldn't know, but but it's been fun so far. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And you, anything else? I know there was a party last night. Did you attend?
Yeah, I was attending. I mean, it was pretty cool. Me and Jisuke were spending a lot of time together.
Yeah.
Just like walking around trying to find Faker, but
Yeah, he left really early.
Yeah. That was like an Ivan guy. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. That's cool. All right. Well, we should be getting the next caller here any second as Broden investigates. Oh, and looks like we're here. Evie Fighting is in the chat. Evie Fighting, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Austin, Texas.
From Texas, okay. We'll get your volume turned up just a little bit here for us to be able to hear. But what do you want to talk about on the show today, Evie Fighting?
All right, so I wanted to ask if Caps thinks this sort of reckless play style will continue to work in the future at the highest level of Worlds, because this year was obviously a bit of an aberration as far. Historically, you need more controlled aggression, less recklessness, much more of a macro-focused style to be able to be on the highest level. And obviously, this year they didn't actually end up winning the World Championship, and it's clear that's the goal of this new G2 team. So, will he work on being able to rein in those reckless things, or is he going to just sort of rely on this year as proof that it can work if he can just be reckless well enough?
Well, I would say it depends a lot on Riot, I guess, because it depends a lot on like the meta and which patches we're playing on. I definitely think, I think it's pretty obvious like that all of the ADs will have some problems when it's like different champions than AD carries, right? Reckless has like a champion pool that he's really, really good on, but at the same time he's like very stuck on that champion pool, you could say. And if the meta were to change like it was at Worlds and it continues to be like more and more aggressive meta, then he would have to like do some adaptations, and obviously it's just up to him if he can do the adaptations or not. But obviously if it continues, like if we get more of the like the late game hyper carries, and we're gonna keep going late game with 8 carries being like super OP, then I think Reckless will keep shining.
Yeah, I think it's a weird one because everyone loved the meta this year. Like, viewers loved it. Sounds like players, for the most part, maybe like some champs were obnoxious, like Victor a little bit later on and stuff like that. But like, I think the overall idea of like win lane, win game, and like skill checks and like 1v1 carry potential was really interesting to fans. So I hope that kind of meta stays. And like, yeah, in the past, like you played Ori and control mages mid, and like you had maybe a little less influence. But like, I don't even if the meta went back to more control mage focus, more like wave clear and less fighting in the mid lane, I'm not sure you want, like, if it goes back to that, does Korea become better again? And then, like, do you just want to play Korea's style, which is, like, seems to be their best? I don't know what, like, let's say, hypothetically, control mages are back. Like, would you want to opt into, like, what you feel is the meta, or would you want to still be playing more your style, the Yasuos and the carries?
I mean, it's weird, but, like, at least for me, and obviously just my personal opinion, but it seems like, to me, that it's a lot about the jungle, and jungle kind of defines the whole meta, at least from my point of view. And obviously at Worlds we had like super aggressive junglers like Camille, Talia, that would just like take over the game, and they would be really fast paced. So if you play against these champions and you're trying to play like really slow, it's not really gonna work. While if you're playing in a meta like last year's Worlds where it was like Sejuani, Jarvan, and you kind of rely on like that one ult, but then they also have flash and cleanse, so it's like you need that one ult to get the flash, and then you need to go again. Where they know it's coming because you don't have flash. So it's like, it's kind of, I would say it's the jungle that depends, like that decides a lot of the meta. And it just depends on like how the jungle matchups are matching up against each other.
Yeah. I think well, really quickly, I think Twitch chat thinks that we misunderstood the question. So, EV Fighting, did we misunderstand what you were asking?
I think a little bit at first, because I should have been more clear. I meant reckless as in like a risk-taking play style.
Yeah, he meant like reckless play styles, not Reckless the like, player.
He was asking, if I can paraphrase then, do you think that the fact that you like taking risks, is that dangerous, and he was wondering if that'll become a problem if the meta doesn't stay the way it is?
Yeah, he says you play recklessly, not
you play with
stuff.
reckless.
Yeah.
Well, so maybe, I mean, it's hard to say. I wouldn't personally say so, just because. Well, I mean, obviously it depends just on how everything works out, right? Because a lot of people are saying like, oh, the Koreans were so good when there are like wards everywhere and you never have to take any risks. But it's hard for me to directly say. I feel like I've always I've always felt like I personally was performing individually, and I feel like regardless of meta, I'm pretty adaptive, so I can like play all the like different champions and stuff like this. And yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, any other thoughts, Mark, on this, or
No,
we've covered it, right?
Yeah, I think we covered it pretty well.
Yeah. EV Fighting. Any final thoughts from you?
No, thanks for having me on, I guess. It's good to know we rely on him to be able to adapt. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Velk, best champion in the game. All right.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for your call. Yeah. And I'm sure Mark will look for maybe another person. If you want to talk if you would like to talk to Caps, because, we can talk to him, but we do this all the time. Like Caps and I chat daily on Facebook Messenger. But you can drop your topic or question or thought into the subtopics chat or the pleb topics chat. We've got one more call with Caps, and then I do think we'll have another guest joining us. But
I got a question for Caps before I pick this one.
Okay.
Are you there's most players don't really care about the business end of things. Are you one of those players? If I pulled a question that was asking about players union and all that stuff, is that a question you would find interesting at all?
Oh, well, I'm not sure.
Most players, when they get asked a question about players union, their eyes glaze over and they're, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's the thing is, obviously it's important, right? And I'm all up for getting the best rights for the players, I guess, or the best conditions. But at the same time, basically all my life is spent playing League, right?
Yeah.
And I don't really feel like I have the free time to participate in all these kinds of things, and I don't really have the free time to figure out what's the actual best conditions and what's expected of the organizations and stuff like this. So it's I feel like it's difficult for me. I think I'm just gonna play League, and then maybe when I'm done, I'll look into something to help future players.
Well, Broden just moved Tango Okay, there we go. And Broden's checking it out. So we should have one last caller quickly before we bring another special guest on. But while we're waiting for that person, and they can be dropped in any time now, as Broden just stares at me from off screen. We're good, Broden. Ready? Okay.
Oh,
he's checking. He's doing the audio check to make sure Tango Tamer has audio set up correctly. But yeah, I mean, it's super cool to have you on, Caps. I'm not. You don't need to react to this at all. But I will say, during the off season, there were rumors that North America was talking to you, and I would have loved to have you join our region. It would have been great to have you join. It's a historied region full of tons of EU players coming over, and it would have been nice. But I'm excited to see what you do on G2.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely talking with a lot of teams, just because my idea going to the offseason was I wanted to listen to what everyone has to say. I was trying to come in with an open mind, talking with everyone, and see what plans every team has. And I obviously like the G2 plan, and I have my faith in Perks, so
yeah.
Hopefully he performs.
Fair enough. Well, we've got Tango Tamer on as our last call with Caps. How's it going, Tango?
Hello, how's it going, guys?
Pretty good. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Montreal. Okay, cool. And what do you want to talk about on the show?
So my question is for Caps, but you guys can respond as well. It's with everything happening this off season, I wanted to know what you guys' thoughts were on all the teams in the LEC and what you guys thought with all the changes and all the new, basically everything happening with the new teams, and if you guys were impressed by any of them. And I guess a follow-up question would be what your top 3 teams for the LEC would be.
So we'll have to slim down your question because we do have our guest waiting, but we can wrap this up as saying, Caps, what did you think of LEC offseason? And besides obviously your own, what teams are you
wanting to play?
Yeah.
Who are you looking forward to playing against as well?
Well, I think it's really hyped that there's so many new rookies coming in. Obviously all of them have potential because it's a rookie, right? So anything can happen. Obviously, I think I'm looking forward to most to playing against Fnatic. But other than that, I think now I'm gonna have to remember completely. But I think Misfits and Origin are looking like pretty strong teams. Obviously, there's still Vitality and Schalke and stuff like this, but Misfits are definitely, and Origin are definitely looking like.
Are you worried for Origin that their team is being led by a caster? Because I don't know if those guys are very skilled at all.
Well, he's Danish, so
yeah. Okay,
true.
Fair enough. Very good. Any final thoughts on this, Mark, before we move on?
No, I think I'm not 100% bought in on Origin quite yet. I think the roster makes some sense on paper, but it just feels like compared to some of the other teams like G2, I don't know if they have quite enough to compete just in terms of like raw firepower, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I would look forward the most to playing against us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just think looking down at teams, there's a lot of rookies coming in, and there's a lot of teams that are like unproven, so they're gonna have to prove themselves. And for like the proven teams, I feel like it's more like Origin and Misfits and Fnatic.
Yeah, very good. Well, hey, thank you so much to Tango Tamer for calling in. Really appreciate it. Any final goodbyes or shout-outs?
No, thank you so much for having me on, guys. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you, Tango. Yep. Goodbye, Tango. And goodbye, Caps. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me on.
Looking forward to seeing you not only at All-Stars this weekend, but also on G2 next year.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yep. All right. So we are moving on to our next guest. You're good to go. Thank you. And yeah, have a good one.
See you guys at MSI.
See ya.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. So we should have. I do see Home In standing on the sidelines right now with a special guest. If you guys would like to come on. It's Peanut, everybody. Home In, are you going to translate? Peanut's going to do this in full English.
Are you translating?
Home In, just sit on the chair just in case, because
I'll sit here just in case.
Yeah, if you're on Home In, then the views will go up because people will see you and you're very popular. So. And if you guys can also, when you talk, you can use the microphones. But regardless, hello, Peanut. How are you?
I'm good.
Very good. What happened? I was so excited. Kobe tweeted you, and he said, "Are you coming?" And you said maybe, and now you're not coming to North America.
코비가 이제 피너 선수한테 NA로 올 거냐 물어봤을 때 트위터로 maybe라고 해서 다들 되게 신났었는데 왜 안 온 거냐?
뭐 이유야 많지만 일단 제가 당장 영어가 안 된다는 게 제가 당장 가서 성적을 내고 싶은데 언어가 안 된다는 게 좀 제일 컸던 부분이었던 것 같아요.
So there are a lot of reasons, but I think the biggest factor that prevented me from coming to NA is the language barrier. And I wanted to have like the best performance right away, but I thought that due to my poor English skills, there would be some barriers in achieving that.
Very good. Well, hey, Mark, if you guys want to start putting in a topic or something for Peanut, we could maybe do the first ever translated.
Yeah, I was going to ask, have you ever done a call-in show where like a fan calls in and asks you questions, or has it always been like interview type stuff?
이런 식으로 라이브 인터뷰를 한 적 있나요? 이렇게 팬들이 질문하면 바로바로 답변하고 아니면 그냥 살짝 정해진 딱딱한 인터뷰만 했었나요?
네, 처음이고요. 이런 인터뷰 처음이고 솔직히 지금도 이게 실시간인지도 지금 알았어요. 방금 인터뷰하면서. 그래서 좀 신선한 것 같긴 하네요. 네.
So this is my first call interview, and I just realized coming into this interview that this is live.
Yes.
And there are like actual questions popping up at this moment.
Yes. There are 10,000 people watching you on Twitch right now, and they're all spamming, "We love Peanut, we love Peanut." I'm very excited.
I think Peanut might be the most popular Korean player outside Faker. Is that, I would say...
I mean, he's way more popular.
Oh, yeah, way more popular.
How dare you?
Faker doesn't do this show, apparently. Peanut does, yeah.
And we have
Faker on after Peanut.
Never mind. When he comes on, we'll say something different.
Yeah, we'll totally lie in 15 minutes. But for now, we do have a caller. I think Broden's getting a mic check with him. Are we good?
Yeah.
Yeah, then we'll grab the caller.
Okay, so as soon as we're ready, we'll have Pants Cholo calling in to the show. And he's joined. Pants Cholo, welcome to the show.
Hello. Hi.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the south of Germany.
From southern Germany. All right. And what do you want to talk about with Peanut today?
I wanted to ask him if he follows the NA scene or EU scene at all, and what he thinks of the NA and EU teams.
Okay, very good.
그 질문이 이제 NA나 EU 쪽 프로 팀들의 경기를 이제 보고 좀 관심 있게 지켜보는지 궁금하고 피너 선수의 NA나 EU 프로 팀들에 대한 의견이 어떤지 어떻게 생각하는지.
제가 이번 연도 진짜 진지하게 고민을 했던 이유 중에 하나는 해외팀에서도 성적을 낼 수 있다는 이제 가능성을 제가 보여준 건 아니지만 이제 해외팀들이 보여줘서 저도 가서 진짜 언어만 잘하면 제가 좀 더 높은 곳으로 도전해볼 만하다 싶어서 생각한 거였어요.
So actually, the biggest reason why I even considered going to a Western team is because they perform so well at Worlds, and I saw the potential that they have. And even if it wasn't for English, I think I would really deeply consider going to a Western team, and that's how much I highly evaluate the Western teams.
Why were you considering North? Well, when you said on Twitter, you said you were considering North America. Why North America instead of EU?
트위터에서는 북미라고 좀 구체적으로 얘기했는데 왜 EU는 언급 안 하셨나요?
그 당시에 이거 말해도 되는 건가요? 아니 그 당시에는 좀 더 NA 팀이랑 좀 더 이야기 중이었어서 저는 약간 먼저 이야기한 쪽으로 이렇게 좀 정하는 편이라 먼저 이렇게 제의가 오는 쪽으로 그걸 성이라고 저는 표현하는데 그런 걸 봤기 때문에 NA라고 표현했던 것 같아요.
So I'm a bit cautious in talking about this subject, but at that time, NA teams they're a bit more proactive in reaching out to me, and I really appreciated their offer and their attitude, and that's why I think I was a bit more considering NA at that time.
Well, good for NA teams being proactive.
Good to know. With NA and EU doing good at Worlds this year, on the same token, everyone was what's wrong with Korea. So, in your opinion, what was some of the reasons that Korea struggled at Worlds this year?
북미랑 유럽이 선전한 반면에 한국 팀들은 좀 이제 고전을 했는데 피나 선수 생각에는 한국 팀들이 왜 이번 올해에 좀 어려움을 겪었다 생각하시나요?
아무래도 이게 제일 핫했던 뭔가 약간 중심이었던 것 같은데 이게 제일 많은 질문이었던 것 같아요. 근데 저는 제가 봤을 때는 일단 확실한 거는 해외 팀들이 잘했고 잘한 거는 일단 무조건 맞는 것 같고요. 그리고 한국 팀들이 뭔가 좀 더 공격적으로 못했다는 평가가 대부분이어서 저도 그게 맞다고 생각해요.
So this was asked so many times to me, and this is a really hot topic within Korea. And I'm sure this was also answered by other players or other officials as well. But of course, Western teams, they played really great. They were really the better team. And overall, on the other side, Korean teams, they were a bit more, they weren't aggressive enough in playing the meta. And I think that was why they were behind other teams.
I don't know if this is too controversial, but some people thought that basically Korea didn't send their best teams. They thought Griffin, they thought some other people. Do you think that was a factor at all as well, that just some of the teams weren't the best in Korea and they got in, they had a good run in the gauntlet or through points or something like that?
살짝 또 예민한 질문일 수 있는데 또 많은 팬들은 한국에서 최고의 팀들이 오히려 진출 못했다 롤드컵에 뭐 그리핀이라든지 뭐 다른 팀이라든지 그래서 살짝 한국의 최상의 전력이 안 나왔다 이런 평가도 있었는데 이거에 대해서 어떻게 생각하시나요?
너무 이해는 하지만 뭐 이해는 하는데 그렇게 따지면 저희도 한 번 뭐 무슨 경기든 한 판만 이겼으면 올라간 거였거든요. 뭐 저희 팀은 얘기 안 나왔지만 킹존 얘기는 안 나왔지만 아무래도 어쨌든 다 결과론적인 거고 그리고 그 팀이 어쨌든 졌기 때문에 그 올라간 팀들한테 져서 못 올라온 거기 때문에 이렇게 좀 그냥 이렇게 농담식으로는 얘기할 수 있지만 진지하게로는 좀 이야기할 가치가 없는 것 같아요.
I see that you didn't mention Kingzone when you mentioned Griffin, but
I was going to say he wasn't there. That was the problem.
But I mean, even for Kingzone, only if we won one game at the Gauntlet or at the playoffs, we could have secured our seed. But overall, at the professional scene, it's all about the results, and the better team won. So it's okay to joke about maybe some teams could have performed better, but definitely, I don't think it should be taken any seriously.
Right. Pants Cholo, we've gone a little bit off your topic. Do you have any other thoughts or questions for Peanut?
Well, I was just thinking, did you expect the performance that you and NA had this Worlds, before Worlds? Did you think that you would get that far compared to Korea?
그럼 롤드컵 시작 전에는 이제 유럽 팀이나 이런 북미 팀들이 한국 팀보다 더 잘할 것이라고 예상은 혹시 되셨나요?
아니요, 생각하지 못했습니다.
Yeah, I was definitely shocked by this, and I didn't expect the Western teams to perform that this well before Worlds.
Cool. Very good. Well, hey, Pancholo, thank you so much for your call. Really appreciate it. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, have a good one. And Peanut, I just want to say, as you're leaving, I want to ask you, I feel like every time I see you, your hair is different. So why is your hair, what is the idea behind this hair right now, this hairstyle?
Just because?
Just because. That's a great answer. Yeah. Anything you want to say to any of the NA fans or Western fans right now who are excited to see you play on All-Stars?
마지막으로 올스타를 보고 있는 영문 팬들에게, 해외 쪽 팬들한테 한마디.
이걸로요? 제가 이렇게 영어를 못했기 때문에 제가 해외를 안 간 거거든요. 보여주고 있는 것 같고요. 어쨌든 영어로 하고 싶지만 제가 지금 부끄럽기 때문에 좀 더 한국말로 하겠습니다. 이번 올스타 좀 더 약간 작년 이전보다는 좀 더 유쾌한 분위기로 할 것 같은데 좀 더 이제 유쾌하게 다들 즐겨주셨으면 좋겠고 저뿐만 아니라 모든 이 참가자 선수들이나 뭐 스트리머분들한테도 응원 많이 해주셨으면 좋겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Go for it, Owen.
So this is the reason why I didn't come to NA. If I could do this interview by myself in English, I would have been in NA at this time. But since I would like to have a better message for the fans, I want to speak in Korean. And I just want to say that I'm really glad to be here. And I think All Stars is a bit more enjoyable event this year compared to last year. So I want all the fans to please cheer for not only for me, all the pro players and all the other influencers, and enjoy the event.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Homan. And in a second we'll have Faker on, but thank you so much, Peanut.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So as I said, we're rotating in Faker in just a moment. But first, I want to talk about we talked about one sponsor. We're going to talk about another right now. A quick break, but don't go anywhere because Faker will be here just shortly. I want to talk about Alienware. As you might have heard, they have announced that they're going to come in. They're going to come in. This is my camera for covering not only the stuff that I'm doing here at the end of the year, but all of 2019. I've got their M15 laptop in my lap right now, which you can go check out over at Dell.com/Travis. But it's really, really great to have a partner who is so committed to covering all this different stuff, helping to send me to Worlds next year. We know it's in Europe. I'm going to be there. That's because of MasterCard. Or that's because of Alienware. Slipping up right now. But really appreciate their support. And guess what, guys? A lot of you guys have been asking for some Alienware gear. And we are excited to say that if you put !giveaway into the Twitch chat, a link will pop up where you can win this laptop, an M15 laptop, also giving away a monitor and a backpack. So go check out all that stuff over there. !giveaway. If you are watching the VOD, please go to the description where you will see a link to the giveaway. It's going to be super cool. Doing that for some holiday stuff. It's going to run for the next couple weeks, so you have a little bit of time to enter. But please go ahead and do that. Chat right now is just spamming ! giveaway. There's a bit of a... You guys don't need to spam it. It pops up.
Well, it's Twitch chat has been conditioned to think that will enter them in the giveaway.
Yes. Well, there's a link that pops up. You click the link.
Yeah, you go to the link. You don't typing ! giveaway does not enter you into it, right? Yeah, you have to go to the link. So little clarification for Twitch chat's bad habits.
Wearing an Alienware jacket right now, and by the way, there's some Alienware staff off stage right now. You can maybe see them if we get a shot of the venue, but
we'll see.
Hanging out, watching the show. Right?
Otherwise, I would say
Thank you, Alienware. Time to move on to our next guest, who you may have heard of him.
He's okay.
His name is Homan. He's a translator. No, Faker's coming up right now, as well as Homan. So welcome to the show, Faker. So that one's for Homan. That one's for you. Welcome to the show, Faker. Hello.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Faker, for joining. Thank you, Homan, for translating. Faker, how has All Stars in Vegas been for you so far?
지금까지 베가스에서 있는 올스타 어떻게 즐기고 계신가요?
네, 우선 베가스에 왔으니 좀 되게 야경도 보고 그리고 또 제가 베가스에 처음 오는 거라서 좀 되게 볼 게 많았던 것 같아요. 쇼도 보고. 네.
So this is my first time in Vegas, and like everything is great. Like there's a lot. The night scenery is great. Also, I watched a show with some fellow pro players, and it's a really great ride so far.
What show did you see? Because there's a lot of famous Vegas shows.
어떤 쇼 보셨나요?
저는 드레브라는 쇼를 봤고요. 드레브.
We watched the Riv at the Wynn Hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So you're older than 21, right? Have you done any gambling yet?
그 카지노에서 갬블을 해보셨나요?
슬롯 머신이 있어서 제가 $10 정도 했고요. 그리고 다른 플레이어들이 이번에 카지노를 많이 즐기고 있는데 다들 좀 잃더라고요. 그리고 옆에 계신 통역분도 많이 잃으셨고 그래서 좀 뭔가 하기가 무서워요.
So I actually enjoyed $10 at the slot machine, but I also saw some other fellow pro players or influencers or this translator guy lose a lot of money at the casino. So I'm just happy to see my money safe in my pocket.
Okay. How badly did the translator guy lose?
I don't know. He's MIA right now.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Because I was asking Faker that question, and you kind of knew what Faker was going to say. You don't? Okay. Fascinating. We are going to get, by the way, if anybody wants to ask Faker a question, we have time for a question in the subtopics or pleb topics channel. I see some of those going in right now. But yeah, Faker, how has off-season been for you? Some exciting announcements from SKT. So do you want to talk a little bit about off-season and sort of SKT rebuilding for next year?
이제 이번 오프 시즌 동안에 가장 화제의 팀이 SKT의 리빌딩인데 그 이제 내년에 SKT에 대해서 많은 팬들이 기대하고 있을 텐데 이번 오프 시즌 동안 어떻게 다음 시즌을 준비하고 있는지 뭐 새로운 팀원들은 어떤지 팬들 어떤 결과를 예상하면 될지 말씀해 주세요.
최근 이제 제가 올스타에 오기 전에 한 2주 전부터 저희 팀이 연습을 시작했고요. 네, 솔로 랭크 위주로 연습을 했는데 다들 너무 또 솔로 랭크를 잘 해가지고 되게 기대가 많이 되고요. 그리고 또 저희 팀이 이제 2019년에 기존의 멤버들이 싹 바뀌고 새로운 멤버들이 들어왔는데 그 멤버들이 또 각 팀에서 온 선수들이라서 되게 팀 색깔이 좀 재밌는 것 같아요.
So right before I came to All Stars, we start practicing 2 weeks before All Stars, and right now it's more of a solo queue practice, but they're all really talented players. And going to 2019, since we changed the entire SKT roster with new players, and all those new players came from different teams, I think it's a really interesting mix of team color, and it's gonna be fun to watch us play.
Yeah. How do you expect SKT to do next year?
내년 SKT는 어떤 성적을 예상하시나요?
뭐 어쨌든 저는 늘 내년이 어떨 거냐고 물어보면 그냥 하기 나름이라고 대답을 하는데 역시 내년도 제가 하기 나름인 것 같고 또 팀 멤버들이 어떻든 간에 저는 뭐 스스로 어떤 것이 좀 더 좋은 방법일지 계속 스스로 생각하도록 하겠습니다.
So whenever I receive a question, even in previous years, how will SKT do next year? I just say it's up to us. And I think regardless of who are my teammates, it's more about how I can perform and how I can prepare myself, and that will just hopefully lead to better results.
Yeah, very good. Well, I know we've got our first caller in right now. It's OMG. So it looks like we're good. He should be moving in anytime here. OMG, where are you calling from?
Hello, I'm calling from West Lafayette, Indiana.
West Indiana. Okay. And what do you want to talk to Faker about on the show today?
So I watch a lot of LCK and LPL games during the year. So I have a question. Since SKT now only have 2 former members remain, one is Faker, the other one is Effort. So who will be the in-game leader or shot caller for SKT next year? And just for like a professional player habit question, it's like, does Faker talks a lot in-game to your team, like to your teammates a lot, or do you basically like don't talk just like when you're playing on stream?
그 내년에 SKT 팀원 기존 팀원 2명밖에 안 남았고 페이커 선수랑 에프 선수 새로운 선수를 다 구성된 만큼 이제 팀 뭐 커뮤니케이션 오더를 주로 누가 맡을지 궁금하고요. 페이커 선수는 실제 경기를 하실 때 그 프로 경기할 때는 좀 말이 많은 편인지 또는 이제 솔랭 스트림할 때는 되게 말이 좀 없는 편으로 보이는데 또는 솔랭 할 때처럼 말이 없으신 편인지 궁금합니다.
일단 저는 솔랭 할 때처럼 말이 없진 않고요. 팀 게임 할 때는 우선 제가 어떤 플레이어보다 말이 많다고 좀 이야기를 많이 들어요. 그래서 팀 게임 할 때는 제가 주로 게임 진행이나 그런 부분에서 좀 많이 이야기를 하고 있는데 그리고 뭐 어쨌든 간에 이제 저희 팀이 멤버가 많이 바뀌어서 누가 이제 오더를 하냐 그런 이야기가 많은데 저희 팀 스타일상 누가 한 명이 오더를 맡아서 하지 않고 플레이어 개개인이 스스로 판단해서 좀 이제 조율해서 게임 플레이를 하는 그림이 많은 것 같아요.
So at SKT, it has always been this way, but we don't have one main order, but we just have every single player contribute to the team communication, depending on their role and their champion. So I don't think I can answer if we have one main role. Also, unlike my solo queue stream, I'm one of the most talkative players during a team game. I've been told that I talk more than any other players. So yeah, I actively engage during actual professional play.
Cool. Why do you not talk as much on your stream if you talk so much in game?
실제 경기할 때는 말씀 많으신데 왜 솔랭 스트림할 때는 이렇게 말이 없으신가요?
제가 팀원들한테 말할 게 있어도 솔로 랭크에서는 어차피 전달이 안 되기 때문에 크게 말을 할 게 없는 것 같아요.
I think it's just more about I can't communicate how I communicate like with my teammates to other solo queue teammates. I can't like talk to them. It's so hard to type so many details. So I just like rather not talk at all.
Do you guys play in houses and just in Korea at all? Because in North America and Europe, there's been a lot of in houses, and then they stream them. Is that something you guys can do or would want to do?
In house among teams or like
like pro player only in houses.
But they're not scrims. They're like you might have somebody from Cloud9 in bot lane with somebody from it's like a bunch of pro players all just randomly get in and play
it's
together.
like right now they're doing them because there's no scrims, teams aren't set up. So pro players instead of solo queue want good practice, so they all just set up and play amongst themselves.
지금 북미랑 유럽에서는 프로 선수들끼리 이제 스크림은 아니고 이제 내전방을 파가지고 프로들끼리만 들어와서 이제 5대5 게임을 진행하면서 방송도 하고 이제 그 톡도 하고 이런 식의 경기를 진행하고 있는데 한국에서는 이런 걸 혹시 하시는지 안 한다면 할 의향이 있는지 궁금합니다.
일단 그렇게 방송 또 프로 플레이어들끼리 게임을 하는 것이 좀 더 이제 시청자들한테 재미가 있을 수는 있는데 저희 프로 플레이어들 입장에서는 제 입장에서는 좀 이제 아마추어들과 게임을 하면서 배울 점이 굉장히 많다고 생각이 되어서 뭐 굳이 그렇게 플레이할 이유는 없는 것 같아요 저한테는.
So definitely, I think it would be a really interesting experience for the fans to watch if our pro players make an in-house game and mix of teams. But in my perspective, I think it's better to learn from a lot of different players in solo queue, like pros, and other amateur players have every different experience every single game. That's more to learn, so I prefer that way.
Yeah, cool. Well, we are winding up, but I do want to ask you, Faker, All Stars changes the format so frequently, like every year now. It feels like. How do you feel about this year's All Stars and sort of the way it is compared to previous years?
페이커 선수는 어느덧 4년 차, 3년 차 올스타를 매년 참가하고 있는데 참가할 때마다 올스타 형식이 바뀌고 있잖아요 지금. 근데 이제 올해 형식이 기존과 달리 매우 독특하게 지금 구성되어 있는데 지난번 올스타들과 비교했을 때 올해 올스타 형식 어떤 것 같나요?
이번 올스타 형식이 선수들에게 있어서는 좀 더 이제 편한 부분도 있고 그리고 굉장히 또 선수들한테 있어서 뭔가 혜택도 많이 주고 그런 올스타인데요 이번이. 근데 저는 그런 부분에 있어서 선수들한테는 좋은데 반면에 이제 팬분들이 볼 때 좀 더 이제 경쟁적이고 지역 간에 뭔가 스토리가 있어야 좀 더 보는 재미가 있지 않을까 해서 조금 걱정되는 부분이 없지 않아 있는 것 같아요.
So definitely in the pro player perspective, this is the most relaxing and enjoyable All-Stars. There's so many benefits and fun experiences here at Vegas. But on the other hand, I'm also worried that this won't provide the best competitive experience for the fans because I think they want to see more of a like region to region clash or more of the like professional like history context. So I'm a bit worried that the fans they might not enjoy it as much as previous All-Stars.
Gotcha. Cool. Final question for me. What team are you most excited about playing in the LCK next year?
마지막 질문은 내년 LCK에서 어떤 팀과 붙기를 가장 기대하고 계신가요?
아직 LCK 팀들이 전부 완성되지 않았기 때문에 제가 답하기가 어려울 것 같고요. 근데 이번에 또 각 팀들이 완전히 또 리빌딩이 되어가지고 직접 맞붙기 전에는 모를 것 같아요.
So I think some teams are still working on finalizing their roster. So it's kind of hard to pick just one team. Mm-hmm. But since almost all the teams went through a total rebuild, I think it's gonna be interesting to play against every single team, and I can't really tell who would be the best team until we actually play against them.
Very good. Well, hey, OMG, I want to thank you so much for your call. Any final thoughts?
No, I mean, I just wish SKT could make it to Worlds next year again and become the champion again. and since they have a very good roster, I really like their roster moves off seasons, and yeah, I'm looking forward to see them again in Worlds.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, OMG, and have a good day.
You too.
And I do want to say, Faker, at the very end here, anything you want to say to any of the fans that'll be watching you here at All Stars this weekend?
네. 이번 올스타전에서 제가 좋은 모습 보여드리고 싶고요. 제가 올해 처음으로 라이엇 대회에 출전한 거라서 그 라이엇 주관 국제 대회에 출전한 것이기 때문에 좀 더 좋은 모습 보여드리도록 하겠습니다.
So I think this is the first Riot International Tournament that I participated this year. So I definitely want to show a good performance and to show the best of myself to the fans.
Very good. Awesome. Thank you so much, Faker. Thank you, Hillman, for translating. Have a good rest of your day. Good luck today. See you guys. Thank you.
Come to North America.
So I'm not sure who our next guest is going to be, but we do have a little bit of downtime as we go out to find additional people. If you guys are just tuning in for the first time, this is... Oh, is Broden joining the show?
Broden's coming by to change some lights real quick.
Broden is changing a light right now. It's just great. I just like the idea that I was like, I don't know who's coming on the show, and Broden just walks up to the stage like, finally, it's my time, as he's fixing a light in the background. He just loves the camera. That's actually why he works for it.
Yeah.
I don't even pay him.
Well, I mean, he's also...
There's like a hug going on in the background. I don't know what's happening.
I played a lot with Broden last night. He's the luckiest dude I've ever seen.
Yes, he is. Because he gets to work with me.
Yeah. So how's your Vegas All-Star experience been, buddy?
Well, Buddy's off screen helping to produce this. No, my Las Vegas experience has been good. I do want to say, by the way, because we actually have a lot of people probably tuning in that weren't around earlier at the start of the show. So we are doing this live at a MasterCard event, Topgolf Las Vegas. We might be able to get some shots from around the studio or the event. We'll see if those pop up in a second. We're innovating things here on the broadcast.
Always pushing boundaries.
Yes, but hopefully we get to see, you guys can see some of Topgolf here in a second. We got pro players. There's a buffet earlier, so it's kind of like a lunch setup, and then we actually have some people outside. It's like a golf situation, so it's like a driving range.
Yeah.
Let me see. Buddy, are we able to get a shot from outside? We're working on it right now.
All right. Anyways, it's pretty crazy, and. We heard that, I forget who said, was it Cap saying that like Uzi was trying to swing next to, or maybe it was Scarra saying Caps, Uzi, and like Faker were all in a row trying to play golf earlier today. Yeah. So that's really cool. There's a bar, of course. It's actually super cool just to see everyone out of their elements and trying new things and interacting.
Yeah, it's really neat to see sort of just... I like it when you see players from different regions all sort of get to hang out and do things. And obviously All-Stars here, it's kind of like they brought in some influencers as well, so some familiar faces there, et cetera. So it looks like we are waiting maybe for another call. I see Licorice over there. I don't know if he can hear me.
I see Eric.
Licorice.
No,
he can't hear.
He's next to Scarra.
He's just wandering around.
Yeah.
But maybe we can grab a caller while we wait.
Yeah, we can just grab one of our own.
Yeah.
So I'll go through and look at some topics potentially.
So if you do want to, this is your first time watching the show, you can go ahead and chat, type !Discord or join discord.gg/Travis, and that will allow you to join Discord and then put your topic into hello Licorice. Yes, if you're down, if you can put it into the chat. Looks like Licorice will be joining us.
I just pulled someone for a non-Licorice specific question.
Well,
so
they can answer as well, but maybe if you want to put in some Licorice questions in the subtopics chat, club topics, you can do that as well. So we've got Licorice joining. Hi, Licorice. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining.
I think you might be the fastest repeat guest we've ever had because we had you, like a month ago on?
I think like a month ago, yeah.
We learned some spicy stuff about C9 on that episode at World.
The Niski news wasn't out then, was it?
No, that's new.
Yeah, okay. So we'll at least have maybe that to talk about as we wait for some guys to come in.
Yeah.
We can pull the first guy. It's not, sorry, we pulled him because we didn't know you were going to come over.
Daniel in 92, frequent caller to the show. Daniel, where are you calling from?
I am calling from Auburn, Alabama.
From Alabama. Very good. What do you want to talk about on the show today?
Yeah, so I've only been a viewer since like season 5, but I just wanted to say that I think the content around League and League content specifically has been better in the last couple of months than it's ever been.
Better in the last couple of months, league content. Why do you think that? Is it just because you've been watching more of my content?
So, Travis, I won't lie, that's part of it, you know?
Okay,
Just
good.
These live events, and I can't lie.
Yeah, we would never want you to lie.
Of course not. So I think like it started at Worlds, like this Worlds run with, the West performing really well, all the way to, in-house streaming content now being really great to watch, from like wild off-season roster shuffles. I think the lineup of events at All-Stars this year is particularly good. And then honestly, like legitimately, third-party content like this has definitely taken a step up in recent times.
Licorice, do you watch any league content?
I watch like the Riot content for the most part, but
so you don't watch much third-party media content?
I watch every Travis Gafford video on the internet as well,
good.
and
Good to hear.
I don't watch much like team content. So
Yeah. The team content. Everyone should just watch Travis content, and maybe Riot content if you feel like it.
Maybe C9, if we're supposed to plug that too.
Yeah.
The team
Well,
that
do
you're a
you
part
watch
of.
C9 content, Licorice?
yeah, it's coming out soon. TM. I think they're actually starting to release like everything over the whole split.
Okay.
So yeah, that's coming out soon.
But do you watch? Is there any C9 content that has been released recently that you really enjoyed or that you were in?
I mean, we kind of weren't releasing videos since like week 4 when we were 10th place because we were getting flamed by everybody.
Lay low.
So we just like stopped releasing videos completely, and now we're like starting to release like here was weeks 2 to 4 where everyone hated us.
Yeah, and now that you know the story has a nice ending.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think a lot of the Riot stuff's been really cool.
Oh, we lost light. It's dark here.
Well, hopefully that's all we lost.
The evening has ended. But yeah, continue. Go ahead, Mark. Continue.
I was saying the Riot content I think has been really really good this year as well. If I can pimp out the analyst desk and the countdown that we do, I think that's been a tremendous addition to the League of Legends content bucket.
So I don't know if you can count this as esports content, but the KDA show.
Oh yeah,
that video just eclipsed 100 million views the other day. Do you ever listen to that? Do you watch it? Like,
you watch
how do you feel about KDA?
I like the video. I don't know. I like the song. I like the video.
Times?
We are currently fixing the lighting situation.
I kind of like it.
They are attempting to put cell phones on us for light. Not sure it's enough.
Yeah, we're getting the lighting resolved. I hope we're actually getting it resolved rather than this lighting. But I really enjoy the KDA stuff. No, I mean I think it's true that content has been really upgrading because I do think that there's just like more production coming in, more budgets. 100 Thieves I think did a great job this year with their content. Sounds like Cloud9's got some great stuff on the way. Any particular stuff that you've enjoyed, Daniel, from Riot?
I think so in general I think you're right in that the production around things like KDA video, I really enjoyed the World's production this year. I think I was a little bit nervous given that the casters were in LA and all that's going down, but I think they pulled it off. Like there was no point where I was watching it that I think that I just like didn't buy it or felt like it was not up to par. I thought it was good. You mentioned about like team content, and this is not a knock against C9 or I got introduced to a lot of this content actually from TSM Legends, and I find that I rarely watch that stuff actually anymore because I feel like the rest of the content in the whole scene has kind of stepped up to the point where it's not just a few teams putting out a couple of really good weekly documentaries.
Yeah. No, that's very true. Hey, Daniel, any final thoughts here at the end? Anything you want to shout out or whatever before we move on to another caller?
I'd just say, Licorice, you did a great job at Worlds and really enjoyed watching the games, and thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Have a good one.
So I did pull another caller, but I believe we are a little busy.
Broden,
if Broden can move him in, that'd be
we're
great.
We're going to have the other caller coming in just a second. So we're joined right now by Toes. Toes, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Great. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Kitchener, Ontario, in Canada.
Kitchener, Ontario, Canada.
Where's that relative? Do you know?
I know Ontario.
Okay. Yeah. I just don't know anything about Canadian geography beyond like Quebec, Montreal, Toronto.
Yeah, I do appreciate that we were able to pull a Canadian caller to talk to a Canadian player.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. What do you want?
Sorry, what part of Canada are you from, Licorice?
I'm from Calgary.
Okay.
Cool. So not close enough, I guess.
Oh, red light.
Hey,
oh, we're back.
All right, we're in business.
Yeah.
A little pink, but we'll figure that out, I'm sure.
Again, I like this.
I like my steak rare.
What do you want to talk about, Toast?
So my question is, what is the reaction in the C9 team about Jensen leaving the Team Liquid? Is there going to be any kind of, not backlash, but like any kind of bad blood between this? And how is it going to be going into the season?
Is there a rivalry now?
Well, right. I guess like as well. Not only like what's your take on it, but like, did you guys know? Did he like talk to you guys at all? Like, hey, I'm probably gonna go, or was it just like suddenly this announcement? You guys were all kind of. It was the off season. Everyone was spread out.
I mean, it's definitely weird because it's the off season and everyone is spread out. We kind of heard about it like a bit before. He did end up going to Team Liquid, but we didn't have like too much notice. I mean, it's definitely sad to see him go. I think a lot of C9 fans are like pretty like sad about it, I guess. I don't really know a better word. Where like he's been a huge part of the team for 3 years.
Came in 2015.
Yeah, so that would have been 3 years then. So like he's been there for a long time. So it's definitely sad to see him go. And I definitely think that I think the first game of the split is C9 versus Team Liquid, and I think all 10 players are going to be trying really hard to win that one.
That would be, I hope it is the first game of the split, because that would be pretty hype. I don't know if they've announced it yet, but Licorice might have leaked it, so it's fine.
No, it's always, they copy what other sports do, where it's always like the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals team play the first. I'm pretty sure they do that.
Well, regardless, that's pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, Licorice, do you feel a desire to dunk on Jensen now that he left?
I mean, I'm not leaning against him, but if I have the chance to roam mid, I might be down there in the mid lane.
It's like, wow, he spent a lot of time in mid lane.
God, I don't
know why he was down there
kept
so much.
Showing up mid. It's so weird.
Yeah. Do you know how the rest of the players have felt about it, or do you think that rivalry will exist with the other players on the team as well?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's just going to want to win. Like, Jensen's going to want to win since, it's, his old team, and he, moved to, in the article, he kind of said, it was, the team of veterans that he feels more comfortable playing with. So,
right. Both sides want to be like, I made the right move or you made the wrong move kind of thing. But there's no extra layer of on the way out, you guys are dropping F-bombs at each other like, oh, get out, I never liked you anyways type stuff. Nothing like that?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Bummer.
Toes, do you have any additional questions or thoughts on this?
No, that pretty much summed it up. I come from a Call of Duty background as well.
So you expect the drama?
Yeah, I expect it. I expect usually when you leave one of the best teams in NA to go to the other best team in NA, you want that bad blood, and that's what we see usually in the esport or the COD side of it. But no, thank you for taking my question, and it's glad to see some Canadians in the NA LCS as well.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Toes, so much for the call. Have a good rest of your day.
I didn't pull another caller, so I'll just ask my own question. Now that most of the NA rosters are basically out, obviously Team Liquid, people are putting as their favorite, as well as the fact that you have this extra bad blood, arguably, to want to play them. But who else is on your radar of teams that you are excited to see in North America and play against?
Honestly, a lot of the teams look like they have a lot of promise, but I think the top three are probably Team Liquid. Looks really strong. I think 100 Thieves also looks really strong with they picked up Bang and Huhi and kept Someday, Onda, and Afro. So I think that's going to be a really strong roster. And then I also think that Cloud9 will be really strong coming into next year.
Yeah. What have you thought of All-Stars so far? Also, are you 21? We've been asking this question to everyone.
Yeah, I asked him last night when I bumped into him.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm 21.
Okay, cool. So you can enjoy Vegas to its utmost. What have you been doing since you got here?
I've just been watching a lot of League VODs and practicing and just working really hard for next year.
Is this? You said you bumped into him last time. I'm assuming that you didn't bump.
That was an interesting kind of practice. All right. To be fair, though, I did ask him. He said that they're going to Korea probably to train or something kind of soon, right?
Yeah. So the academy team and the main team are going out to Korea, and everyone is already there except me and Sneaky, who are here at All Stars. And then after All Stars, we're going to go out and join them.
Yeah,
are you
so it actually is
straight from
crazy.
Vegas to there?
Yep.
Okay.
Crazy.
But have you had a chance to I know there was a party last night. I don't know if you went to that. maybe some gambling. I don't know what you've been doing, but I'm just kind of curious.
I mean,
you don't need to tell, like, if there was something illicit.
Exactly how much money have you made or lost on? No, you don't need.
You don't need to say. I'm just curious what you've been up to.
Yeah, I mean, I've been enjoying Vegas. Yeah, it's my first time here since I turned 21. Well, it's my first time here at all, but also like I did just turn 21 as well, so I've been having a good time for sure.
Cool. So I meant to ask some of the Korean guys that we had on earlier, because one of the biggest, spiciest news of the entire offseason was Caps going to G2, and then that meaning that Perks is probably going to the AD carry role. And we talked to Caps a little bit about it, and how like he's kind of had a history of maybe wanting to be a marksman player for a long time anyways. But like, what's your take on like role swapping in the scene? And like, would you ever see a world where like two of the best players in the same position are like, you know what, we want to play together so badly or whatever that we're just you're gonna play marksman now or mid now, and I'm gonna like, you know what, Hooney, you go mid, I'm Licorice, I'm the top laner, I'm the best, something like that. What's your just take on something like that at all? Because it's already happened once.
I mean, for the G2 thing with like Perks and Caps, I think they take away like a lot of the competition in the mid lane, where like in EU, like everyone was saying like the best two mid laners are Perks and Caps, and then all of a sudden like they're on the same team. So now it's who's like the next best mid laner that's going to challenge them. And then I think it's going to depend a lot on like how the meta ends up, because if mage bot lanes are good and you're an AD carry player and you're playing against Perks on Zoe, like and you had never played against Zoe bot lane before, and he's played 1,000 games of Zoe, you're probably going to feed your ass off. So it might not be very pretty.
Yeah, I can see that.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, would you ever, like, if this experiment works well, do you think like more people would want to do this, or is this like a once in a blue moon kind of thing?
I feel like it's a once in a blue moon kind of thing. I don't think it's going to be very common.
Okay. Yeah. Bummer.
I do want to ask, so what's kind of cool is normally, at least in the past, like, you had to be a pro player for quite some time before you ended up at All-Stars. But it's kind of neat for you because you're one of the newer faces for the NALCS, but you're still here getting to compete. So what's it like for you to sort of be here? I mean, like, Faker's out there golfing or something. What's it like for you to kind of be here at an All-Star event kind of so early in your career?
Yeah, it's true. We're not used to rookies being at like these kinds of things. So what is it like as one of the newest guys in the scene?
I mean, it's really cool. I mean, I didn't win the vote. Riot invited me, so thank you, Riot.
But you deserve it, all right?
I mean, you climbed up in the votes pretty quickly. Like, you were up.
Making the semifinals for the first time in North American history will probably do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's been cool. I mean, I've seen like Faker like walking around. I don't even like want to say hi to him. Like I'm too nervous, I'm like,
he's nice.
Yeah, he was just on the show.
I said like hello to him a couple times, but like,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's just really cool seeing everyone, and I'm like super happy to be here.
You should go assert your dominance. Challenge him to a driving range challenge. See who can go further.
Or ping pong.
Yeah,
So
or ping. Yeah, there's ping pong.
There.
One of those is a little bit more dramatic than the other, I think, but that would be good. Mark, do you want to grab one more caller before we say goodbye to Licorice?
Yeah, sure. I'll see if I can find another question.
And then I don't know if any of our production staff. I don't know if Zach has disappeared, but he was helping us route some people. I don't know if we have another guest coming. Or
I saw him playing golf. I think earlier. I think he.
Zach has moved on for golfing. Hey, see, Faker just smiled at you. He just walked by. Literally, he just walked by and smiled.
Yeah, but that's as far as I've gotten. Like, it doesn't go further than that.
Yeah,
it's like a smile, a little wave,
you
hello.
Jumped off the stage and like run over and shook his hand. I think that would have been good.
Yeah, you think that's a play?
Yeah, that's a good.
I mean, don't let this show hold you back.
Yeah, you'll
man.
show your commitment.
They stuck us in the corner for a reason.
Chad would like Bang come on Bang. I do not believe
stage,
at this right now. Unfortunately, he did
out on the golf course.
Make it to this.
Yeah, they're shooting golf balls at us.
That'd be pretty fun.
That'd be pretty fun.
Okay, we've got another caller in with Broden right now. He's verifying that we can talk to this lovely individual, but we've got that going in a second. We should have another caller.
Is he good? No.
By the way, I do want to thank a bunch of people. We've gotten a bunch of subs in chat, Twitch Primes and everything.
Oh, here we go.
And well, I just want to finish this. We don't have Streamlabs running right now on the stream, so I just want to thank you, everyone who's been subbing, everybody who's been throwing Twitch Prime bits or donations, any of that. That's super appreciated. And look, there's one right now. Let's see. Tom Shu is joining us. Tom Shu, where are you calling from?
Hey guys, how you doing? I'm calling in from Hampton Roads, Virginia. Honestly, I didn't even realize that there was supposed to be a Hotline league today. I thought that we were going to have it at our usual like late ass time, at like 11 p.m. EST.
We couldn't conflate. Unfortunately, we realized it would be hard to get guests if we were broadcasting at the same time as All Stars.
That
so we're doing we're doing it earlier.
That as well as we don't know if people would want to be on this show once nighttime festivities start.
Yeah. It's hard to pull. It's like, hey, you can go out and gamble and party and drink and have a good time. Go get good food, or you can come on Hotline League. I don't know if we would. That's a hard sales pitch. Tom Shu, what do you want to talk about on the show today?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I figured they'd be a little bit too turned. But I guess I want to talk about a little bit about the, the in-houses that have been going on that Anero's been tweeting out, and, like different pro players and academy players and, solo queue stars have been going out and, playing in-houses instead of like solo queue. I just want to talk about why do you think they've been much more frequently lately, and if you think they're better practice for the off-season that they've been right now, and do you think this could even go further? Like, how CSGO has like their FACEIT Pro League or whatnot, where you can get where you can like have automatic matchmaking, and do you think we can actually get something like that in the future?
Yeah, we should reference, by the way, the camera has slowly panned out while you're talking to reveal a BunnyFuFu on set. So welcome to the show, Bunny.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So we might have some mic issues, so it's coming back. But thank you for coming on. Really quickly, before we get to your lovely conversation, which we will be having with you, Licorice, in-houses. What's happening? Why are they happening? What's the story? Are they helping? What's going on?
So the in-houses were something that the Golden Guardian staff actually helped organize for everyone. And they've just been they made a Discord group, and then you can just sign up there, and then if they get enough players, then you guys play a game. Right now they're happening on live because people are interested in streaming them since there's not a ton going on in the off season. But I think that once we get towards closer to this season, they'll probably move to TR just for lower paying practice, which I think is the best part of having in-houses. And then we'll go from there. I mean, it's been pretty popular now. I think it'll die down a bit once the season starts, and then we'll have to see what happens with that.
That's what I was going to ask a little bit about once you get into season, because right now they're basically taking up scrim blocks, right? Like you guys do them 12 to 3 and I think 4 to 7. Or it's basically when your scrims are. So when you move into season, is it just going to become an 8 to 10, where the triple block used to be, or do you think who knows what's going to happen?
I think they were talking about doing something like that. Maybe they do it on other Mondays, which is kind of the universal LCS off day too. Maybe they'll have something going on then. I don't know a ton about it. I think they are fairly useful just for getting back in the swing of things. You're playing against other pro players, so the practice is going to be slightly better than solo queue. But I mean, it is still on 60 ping, so it's kind of whatever.
Right. By the way, we've got Moobeat standing in the audience right now watching. Moobeat from Surrender 20. Shout out to him. So, Bunny, are you playing in the in-houses?
What?
Not joining the in-houses, but I actually need both of your guys' help because Licorice and I are playing tandem mode and we have no idea what we're doing. We don't know who's using the mouse, who's using the keyboard, or what champion we're playing. So
okay.
Help us.
So you're asking if we know. Or am I?
You are our strategic coach for tandem mode.
Well, I think we should kick this over to Twitch chat. I'm curious.
So here's one of the things I heard someone did once where they were tandem mode, but the person on the keyboard just didn't press anything, and they let the mouse guy click things, or they did key bindings on the mice or something, and so they basically just kept their hand over it.
So do you want to go the cheating strategy or
it's
the
not
boosted
cheating,
strategy?
is it? It's
is that movie?
It's bending the rules a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely circumventing the spirit of the event, but it's not breaking any rules. I'm pretty sure.
By the way, Twitch chat would like you guys to play Nico.
Nico?
Is she going to be
Nico?
Yeah.
Are you able to play Nico?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I did get confirmation. Yes.
Have you guys played against it at all in solo queue yet?
No, I think it came out yesterday.
I'm pretty sure
Came
it's
out
not on
yesterday.
live, but
And
it just did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's had a chance to touch a computer since then.
It's Zoe 2.0.
I feel. Oh boy, then you should definitely play Nico. I feel like if you play, you guys might not necessarily know how to play the champion, but that means also people won't know how to play against it. So that seems like a good pick.
My theory is we play Singed, and he just runs around and tells me when to turn off Q and when to turn it on.
Okay. Well,
yeah, you can play stuff like strategically minded Scion. Yeah. You can do some of the things that you just kind of left click down the lane and that's what I do. I'm trying to mirror Jax or something.
By the way, Licorice, Faker just walked by again, and he smiled at you again.
I didn't even see this time. I didn't even look up.
That,
I think he was smiling at you. I got to be honest.
No way. I know he hates Travis.
Oh, okay. Understandable.
Yeah.
He was on the show, right?
Yeah.
Twitch chat's still so excited about Moobeat. They keep that Moobeat is the most popular person here. We mentioned Faker. Nobody cares. Moobeat is standing off screen and everybody's losing their mind. You guys, have you ever met Moobeat? He runs Surrender at 20. You might be familiar with that website.
I do know the website, and I'm so interested in Moobeat that I'm gonna leave right now and go talk.
I was
to him.
going to let you leave, but anyway, thank you so much, Licorice, for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having
and
me.
We'll have Bunny scoot over into your seat.
Don't feed tomorrow.
Yeah, good luck
I'll
this
do my
weekend.
best.
Or I guess we are one.
You're going too? Is that what you said?
You're leaving too?
We are
I
one.
have a chance to talk to you. All right. Well, either way, thank you guys.
Just leave this.
Yeah, you can give it to Mark.
Should we bring up Moobeat? I'm a big fan of
I don't know if
content.
Moobeat wants to come on the show, but if he wants to, we can have him on. He can talk about all the latest news from League of Legends. Are you down? Do you want to come on? Okay, great. Bunny, if you want to scoot over, we'll have Moobeat join us. Moobeat's first ever appearance on Hotline League. I don't know if I've done an interview with Moobeat before.
Well, I got a question for Bunny first. How you been? Because I saw you at the LCS a couple times. Do you still follow the pro scene super closely or no?
Not really. I'm mainly just kicking it, making YouTube videos.
That's cool. You hit 1 million.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I feel like Bunny joined the show and you just glossed over him and haven't talked to Bunny at all. That's why I'm trying to have a conversation with my boy Bunny.
Go for it.
You just hit 1 million subs on YouTube, right?
Yep.
That's pretty dope.
Do you want a YouTube collab?
I always see you share some subscribers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm what's called, I believe the term is a clout chaser.
A leech?
A clout chaser. That's what I'm officially called. I'm just looking forward to, I mean, there was a time where I did content with you and you had not as many subscribers. Now you have a lot of subscribers. Maybe it's time for you to do content with me.
Maybe.
Okay, we'll stick with a maybe.
So
let me know when I can introduce Moobeat.
You don't really follow the pro scene super closely, but I know I've seen you at the LCS. Is that mostly just hey, C9 invited us to a big thing, or because you guys are always decked out in C9 stuff?
Yeah, I'm still really good friends with a bunch of the players these days. Now it's kind of interesting because before they were all kind of on 1 or 2 teams. Now it's
everywhere,
1 player each team kind of thing. So just going by saying hi to everyone's really fun.
Cool.
Now I can talk.
You may have the floor.
Moobeat, welcome to the show.
What's up?
How's it going? So for those that don't know, do you want to describe who you are and what you do?
Like physically describe me?
Yeah. Make sure the microphone's.
I'm a 34. Yeah.
No. But what is your role in the broader League of Legends ecosystem?
I run a news site, Surrender 20. I do all the PvP or PvE news. I do all the Red Post, all that kind of boring stuff.
Yeah. How is business is booming? I feel like there's a lot coming out.
It's super busy.
Yeah. I feel like it's always kind of super busy for you though.
True.
Okay. What brings you to All Stars? How did this happen?
They asked me if I wanted to come.
That's an act. I mean, that's fair. Yeah. What are you doing at All Stars?
I'm watching.
Okay. I really appreciate how long-winded you are in these conversations.
Brevity is the soul of wit. I'm with you.
I'm super interesting.
Yeah.
What have you guys been up to in Vegas? Any interesting things happen to you yet? See any shows, or just basically hanging out so far?
I actually bought a house here, so I will be moving here pretty soon. So
congratulations.
I thought you had already moved here. Did that get delayed?
It's they're building it, so
okay.
It wasn't done yet.
They are building it. Did you draft it yourself? You're like, this is the YouTube room. This is
got the blueprints out. Architect BunnyFuFu.
They're like, for some reason, it's taking them a very long time to build.
This is Twitch chat room.
Why is it in crayon?
Yeah, exactly. That's cool though. So this is kind of like a preview for you of your move out here.
Yeah.
I won't ask that.
What?
I was gonna. Well, this is more. I was gonna ask roughly where are you at, because I used to live in Vegas for a little bit too, and there's you can just say north or south.
Just give us the address.
Yeah, that's why I was as I started forming the question.
I'll invite all the Twitch chat over. Are they spamming any dank memes?
You want to throw a 12K party real quick?
Twitch chat, give me some memes.
They'll give you memes. They're out of control.
You can become Las Vegas Jake Paul.
Yikes. But yeah, do you guys have any big plans for the weekend here or the trip here in Vegas, besides obviously Bunny, who will be competing on stage?
Yeah, it's actually a mix of the tournament side of things and house stuff, so it's nice.
That's cool. Moobeat, how about you? You have any big plans out while you're out here?
No.
Okay. What, are you interested in going in a show?
You gonna gamble?
Eating at a buffet?
So far, I've just watched people lose money.
Okay.
And that's good enough for me.
Yeah, that is actually quality entertainment. I assume you'll be at the event and watching stuff, though.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Well, we'll look for you in the audience. I assume you'll be in the audience or somewhere.
Who knows?
I hope so.
Okay, good. Well, I'm excited. Very good. Well, hey, why don't we take a caller really quickly if you guys are down? I mean, this might be one of our last callers for the night. So if you guys have something you want to talk to Moobeat or to BunnyFuFu about, go ahead and put something in the subtopics or pleb topics chat. I'm going to fill for a little bit because there's a bit of a delay. Again, I want to thank MasterCard for making this live show happen. Alienware, of course, for being our sponsor throughout so much of what we're doing this year and next. And thank you, all of you, for watching. Thank you to all the people who are subbing in the chat. I saw a bunch of Twitch Primes earlier. And yes, there is a giveaway. People are doing ! giveaway in the chat.
Am I allowed to pull Tom's shoe again?
Well, if we're seeing not as many questions, people are maybe a little shy with all the famous names that we've got on the show today, because I do see subtopics and pleb topics moving kind of slow.
Well, I think it was a downtime because we cycled through like 4 people in 5 minutes and weren't sure who was going to stay on. So
that's fair.
I put Tom Shu back in.
We should be good for Tom Shu whenever we're good. And Tom Shu's back on the show. Tom Shu, where are you calling from? Remind us.
Hey, hello again. Calling from Hampton Roads, Virginia. I never got to say goodbye last time, so I figured it was only right that I come back on again.
Okay, oh wow, Broden did you dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, no love.
What do you want to talk about?
All right, so I just have a question for Moobeat. I do want to talk about what's his average work day like, trying to maintain the site, and how much work do you split with Asian Beat, or I think that's your wife. And
sorry.
Keep going.
Go ahead.
Asian Beat's my fiance, so pretty close. It really kind of depends day to day. I mean, we have sort of the normal schedule stuff like sales rotations, and we do red posts at night. And it kind of just depends how crazy the PB is. Sometimes it's all day we're just staring at the computer trying to find something new. Sometimes it's we're staring at the computer and there's nothing happening. Sometimes we're just waiting for teasers are out and we're waiting for the actual stuff to hit the PB to hit it. But it really varies. We sort of run on the 2-week PB cycle. So our days get super busy every other Tuesday. And then it sort of tapers off until it builds up to that next Tuesday.
And I was going to say, same question for Bunny. I think, what's it like being a day-to-day in YouTube/Twitch?
I actually just did an Instagram story where I said, "Welcome to the life of a YouTuber," and it started off with waking up at 10 p.m.
So not a great sleep schedule.
Yeah,
that's still in the works. Yeah.
Yeah. What is your sleep? Are you able to have regular sleep schedule hours, Moobeat, or is there weird stuff happening at other times?
I don't sleep.
Oh, you don't sleep? Okay.
No, I do sleep. It's gotten better over the years. Some days it's we go to 5 or 6 in the morning just because it's stuff on stuff on stuff on stuff. But it's not too bad. Yeah. It's not as bad as it used to be.
Very good. Well, any follow-up thoughts, Tom Shu?
When it comes to BunnyFuFu's video making schedule, how hard is it to maintain that regular schedule? Have you ever had artist block or writer's block? Have you ever struggled to make a video about getting an idea?
I kind of created a system where I could plug and play any champion and it would work, but often Moobeat over here offering all this ideas that's dropping on the PB, it helps a bunch. My schedule is almost kind of similar to him, where a lot of my content is PvE related, so every other Tuesday will be everything drops and there's a good 7 to 10 videos I can make that are just all about new content, and then I'll sometimes struggle near the end of those 2 weeks with things that have been out for years and years kind of thing.
Yeah.
Have you ever wanted to branch out a little bit beyond League of Legends gameplay stuff? Have you pursued other options, or are you actually still loving it? Because I think a lot of people hit a wall when they do something.
So a lot of my content is the troll 10 trillion AP one shot kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I actually genuinely like having fun in League.
As you should.
Yeah. So It's nice that I'm not just doing it for views or whatever. I actually just genuinely enjoy trolling and having fun with crazy builds, and it's nice it works out on the YouTube side of things a lot.
Tom Shu, I want to thank you so much for calling in. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Bye, Tom. We'll all say bye to you this time.
Bye, Tom.
Yeah, goodbye, Tom.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
There we go.
Goodbye, Tom. All right, so we are winding down. I don't know if either one of you guys want to go grab food or a drink, but happy to release you from the prison.
Would you like me to bring you something?
I would love a water.
You're slaving up here.
Can you bring me a water?
I can. Mark C, would you like a water as well?
I'll take a water. Why not?
Yeah.
All right, bringing hard alcohol.
Yeah. Very good. Thanks for reading between the lines.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, boss.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Moobeat, as well. Thank you, guys.
Hey, guys.
Yeah. Oh, wait, Moobeat. Surrender at 20 still has a Patreon, right?
Yes.
And they can find that on Surrender at 20, and they can go support you on the Patreon.
True.
So if all 12,000 of these people that are watching right now did that, that would be significant for you.
That would be dope.
Okay.
True.
Okay. Well, there we go. Thank you, guys.
Tell Twitch that I said bye.
Okay.
Bunny says bye, Twitch
Bunny
chat.
says goodbye, Twitch chat.
And
Is this Mike?
Yeah. You can just put it down on
Put
the
it
chair.
behind
Yeah, it's fine. Cool. Okay, so we are in the final moments here of Hotline League.
Yeah, good.
Again, we there's some beautiful, wonderful shots that we can get of the venue. So
Bunny's shaking his head no.
We can't get those shots right now.
Buddy's not feeling it.
It's okay.
How long is that cable, Buddy? Can you just take it and like walk around the event a little with it?
I'll paint you a picture. Actually, here comes Bunny with our waters, which is fantastic. I'm really excited about this.
What can you do with that camera, Buddy? It's the end of the show, so you can have some fun. What can you do with that camera?
Nothing.
He's zooming in on me.
It's
I
all
think. I don't know where he's zooming.
Yeah. Can we? I would love that water. Thank you. Okay, Can I have the other water? The one that's. Please. Oh, please.
Which one you want?
Oh, we did end up getting a shot of the area as people are walking around. You saw Moobeat. You actually did drink this though?
I did indeed drink both waters.
Which side was your lips on?
Does it matter? It's backwash. This was actually a super good show. I think the production team actually killed it.
Yeah.
It came off well. I'm really happy all the pros that we were able to get on.
I think we have time for one more quick call.
You want to do a quick call?
Yeah, because we've got a little bit of time. So
sure.
If you've got one more caller in the subtopics or pleb topics chat, really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed Kyle0808 gifting out 5 Tier 1 community subs. Thank you, Kyle0808, for the subs. Very nice of you. If you guys enjoyed the show, please let MasterCard know. Please let Alienware know. You can follow them on Twitter. There's a giveaway, !giveaway. It's really cool that MasterCard was able to set up this location for us at Topgolf with this stage and all the lighting and everything. I know we had a little bit of a slip, but it looks like we've got one caller in the thing. You can take this water back now.
Okay. As everyone knows, everyone just mentions TSM for views and stuff like that. So I figured we had to end the show with a TSM question because otherwise this show would have been a complete failure.
We don't have them in the waiting room.
Oh, he
might
left.
have left.
Oh, did I put him in the wrong thing?
I was excited about a TSM question.
I think I see him again. I'm going to try and move him back.
Yeah.
I might have just messed it up.
Somebody says, why does the Dell link not work? It should be Dell.com/Travis if for some reason there's an issue.
It was a TSM question if he's confused about why we pulled it.
We added somebody to the waiting room, and Broden is trying to talk to them right now.
Oh, he said whoops in Discord.
Okay.
So I think he accidentally left after I moved him.
Yeah.
But yeah, as they say, you can't be successful. We're all just name dropping TSM for relevancy.
Yeah. Tidy Cats is not sponsoring this, nor have they ever sponsored anything.
No, Tidy Cats was the biggest disappointment of all time. I'm thoroughly disappointed in them.
Yeah, well, please don't use Tidy Cats. Gucci Maybe is on the show. Gucci Maybe, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Frisco, Texas.
From Texas. Okay, cool. What do you want to talk about on the show? I hear it's TSM related.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the overall culture over at TSM and with their roster changes that they've had these last couple years. It seems like we always end up getting the same TSM regardless of who's playing. So I just feel like unless we see like something major from the coaching staff or like a culture standpoint, we're going to get the same guys or the same team this year.
Do you think the team that missed... Whoa.
You're breathing into your mic a little bit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you just mute maybe until you're ready to talk again.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should do that.
Broda, can you mute Gucci maybe a little bit? Or
Yeah, can you use your admin powers to mute him?
Okay.
So I was saying, that's an interesting take that this is the same TSM because for the first time in North American League of Legends history, they didn't make the finals. And then for their first time...
Broda?
Is that
Did
guy?
you mute Gucci maybe? Okay. Crazy. Oh, no, you personally muted him. Server mute him. Server mute.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. We're winding down the show, and things are all falling. It's all falling apart at the seams here.
I got it. All right.
Hotline Live.
I got it.
Topgolf.
Broden doesn't know what Discord even is.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. You know, people think he's so talented, he can't even mute.
Rides
someone
your
on
success,
Discord.
right?
All of this, whatever. Anyway. So continue with TSM.
So I'll on-server mute Gucci Mane maybe if he needs to respond to this.
Sure.
But my point is, I disagree that this is the same TSM we've seen for... Oh, he left.
Okay, just finish your thought, because the show's almost over.
Yeah, get me out. All right. No, it's not the same TSM. They've had some similar problems over the course of their years when they get to international competition, but like you can't ignore everything else and only look at international competition. Their domestic runs have been different. 2016 was dominant. 2017 was not nearly as dominant. 2015 was a big struggle as well, where they didn't finish. Like we were the Team Liquid finished first in the regular season at one point. You know, like they have been different year over year. And if you only say like, well, they lost in Worlds group stage, and it's like, okay, well, you're ignoring 9 months of play.
Yeah.
So I just disagree on that point. You know, I think the TSM has changed a lot.
Yeah, I am very curious to see how TSM does next year. I've said this before. I worry for TSM fans that this might be the first year in a while where they can't be ecstatic and assume that they're going to be number one, which is, I think, how it's always gone. You know, every year during off season, like some crazy thing happens, they get some crazy lineup, and I think teams their competitors have leveled up their off season stuff. I mean, Steve just shows up on the first day of off season. It's like, yeah, that's we signed him.
Yeah, I'm just picking up the second best mid laner.
Shows up on Hotline League, says all this stuff, picks up Jensen, and so I think I mean TSM fans I feel should be a little more nervous this year than in the past. Broden is finally here to close out the show, I guess.
Server mute.
Broden, what are your thoughts on TSM? Yeah, I think you're muted. The good production staff is keeping him muted. I like this.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Gucci has been taken care of.
Okay. you took out.
He's no longer a problem.
Yeah, this poor person.
He said sorry for his mic issues, and then we're just flaming him.
Yeah. So Broden, what was it like handling the show? You did very little, I know, but you're going to take credit.
Very little.
Okay.
Very little. I manage Discord, and I barely touch Discord, so I learned a new thing today.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, you have any shout-outs, plugs, anything you want to say here at the end?
Nope. I had a lot of fun. I would like to thank MasterCard and Travis Gafford Industries for bringing me out here and giving me a penthouse suite.
Yeah, if you didn't know that, I got Mark. You can check on his Twitter.
Mm-hmm. There's a Twitter video.
A suite. And Broden got upgraded too. He didn't, not that upgraded.
Didn't get as upgraded.
Broden, any shout-outs, plugs from you?
Well, I will say I was blindsided by the giveaway. Did not know that I would be involved in that.
Yeah, that was my Christmas gift to you. So one of the ways to enter the giveaway is you can follow Broden on Twitter.
Oh, hey, nice.
I was over there and I was like, did I get hacked or
his
bought
Twitter
it or something?
just started
Like-
blowing up, I'm sure. So you can win something just by following Broden on Twitter. It's a terrible mistake I've made. For me, I want to shout out MasterCard again for making this wonderful experience happen. Really excited to see what they do over the next couple of years, not only at All-Stars, but at MSI and Worlds as well. Awesome of them to do this. I want to thank Alienware as always. Those guys have been amazing since I've started working with them. This computer showed up recently, and I've been using it. Broden's got a new computer.
I got a
Mark's
new one.
got a new computer. New computers for everyone, including you if you win the giveaway, because there's a laptop. And I want to thank Tracy and Buddy on the production side for helping out with the show.
Yoni was pointing to himself a lot. I think he wanted a shout out.
Yoni, who people don't really know about, but he exists. He's a person.
Yeah, we need to shout out Yoni, Chopper, and Tiffany.
Okay. Sure.
Oh yeah, the crew.
There was some gambling last night that I went to sleep with, but or I went to sleep on, but Brun did. Either way, I think that is the show. Be sure to enter the giveaway. Tweet at MasterCard to say thank you to them and to Alienware. And thanks everyone for watching. This has been Hotline League episode 57.